Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we start the Planet Destiny podcast. Very special.
That was great.
edition,
Very
guys.
nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
Welcome,
Very nice.
welcome everyone. I can see everyone in chat. You guys have been here. Hello, hello.
How's it going?
Well,
Oh my gosh. Pope is out immediately.
Yeah, see ya.
is he just gone? Is he
Bye, Pope.
gone? Are we
Later, Pope.
popeless? Are we popeless for the podcast?
It's lucky that microphone is attached to something because he would have just dropped it.
I know. Well, I think Teddy should have just dropped that microphone after
Yeah.
that 6 feet box.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Sorry,
yeah.
I had to make
yeah,
sure I was repping New Monarchy here. You know, today.
Oh, you had a costume change.
Yeah,
Nice.
little costume change. You know,
Costume change hype.
came directly
Could've
from
done that.
work, so you know.
You could have done that on stream, baby. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. Why you
Family.
denying content, man?
Sorry,
Yeah.
bro. Oh my
well-
God. RNGesus
Well,
called.
hello. Well, hello and welcome to the 62nd Planet Destiny podcast. If you guys are wondering why I said this was a special edition, it's because we have a fun little announcement to start off here. Planet Destiny is now sponsored by Blue Microphones, the pro audio company that makes the iconic professional mics and headphones that we are using today and have been using for a very long time. Yes.
That's true.
If you're
I've been
wondering what
using
you're
the
teasing
Yeti
about.
for a long time.
Yeah, we've all been using the Yeti, the headphones. It's good stuff.
So
Aside from that, later on at the end of the podcast, if you are watching live on Twitch, there's gonna be a giveaway for a Blue Yeti microphone. The mic that all of us are, well, all three. Well, actually, we're all using it. Yeah, I'm using a different blue mic right here, but we're gonna be doing a giveaway at the end of the podcast. So aside from that, we actually have news to talk about this week, guys. Oh
Wait,
my
what?
God.
We're not going to talk
There's
about
an
nothing for
update.
2
We're not going
hours?
to talk about the division again.
No, we can totally talk about Division. It's going to be exciting.
The Division Episode 2
I have
postponed.
I have nothing to say about the division because I still have not played it since last week.
Damn.
I'm probably going to uninstall it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nice.
All right.
I can't say the same. I've
I
had
don't
fun,
think
but
I don't
we
think
got
I'm there,
stuff to talk
but yeah.
about. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go right on ahead. Pope, do you have the stuff pulled up that we can talk about, or
You
Briar?
get the-
Yeah, I
the
can do that.
buffet?
I can do that. I can
you
do
got
that.
the goods?
The
Give me
buffet of
just a
content
second.
that we're about to rip into like a juicy steak.
We are gonna
Update 2.2.0.
we're gonna rip into content right
Still
now.
yet, as of yet unnamed.
Oh, yeah.
You think we're going to
Bro.
get a name for this, like House of Wolves or Dark Below, or you think they're just going to leave it as Update 2.2.0?
I think it's going to be 2.2.0. That has there's a special ring to it.
Really, it gets the,
Just-
gets the bodily fluids rushing through.
Yeah. You know, it's funny how they didn't just drop the zero either. Just be like 2.2. They're like 2.2.0. Get it right.
Yeah.
Look at those sexy shaders, by the way. God
Yeah, those are hot.
damn.
A
And
little bit of
also-
controversy there.
Yeah.
Are you oh, you're screen sharing that with us in Skype. Okay.
Yep.
Can
Those.
the stream see that?
They will in a
Sure,
second.
Oh,
All right, so why don't we
getting
talk
it set
about
up.
the update? We got an update today, update 2.2.0. I'm sorry,
Yes.
we heard the news of an update. This is going to be that spring update that Bungie has hinted at, told us was coming, basically told us was coming. It's coming, and we know a date. It's April 12th, and that's not far away. That's less than a month away, which, frankly,
3 weeks,
I was
right?
shocked at. I was shocked. I
I'm
thought
shocked,
we'd
yeah.
at least have to wait till May for this one. I'm really happy. April 12th, that's really coming up quick.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. It's coming up quick. They're gonna have like each week where they're gonna reveal more stuff on it. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see. Like, there's a couple
There
things from
you
this
go.
picture alone. From this picture alone, they're talking to,
Yeah.
like it automatically tells you that it's more Taken stuff. It's we're gonna get. It looks like we're gonna get shaders. The Titan helmet looks reminiscent of the Fallen.
All the gear there is all
gear
the
is
stuff from
Prison
PoE.
Elders gear.
Prison
That's
Elders,
all
right?
the
Okay.
PoE gear.
And it's in the reef. That
Mhm.
background is
Yep.
in the reef.
Right.
Yeah. So what can
Which again
yeah.
hints at Prison Elders.
So one of the questions that kind of went out on Twitter and people were asking right away is this: are these shaders, or are we going to be, or is this part of the story content? Are we going to be taken in one of the?
Well, why don't why don't we talk about what we know, and then we'll speculate about what we think.
All right.
I feel like let's get the news out there, and then we'll do the speculation stuff after.
No, I want to jump straight to wild speculation. I don't even want to like
Wild.
I don't even want to like just talk. I don't even want to guess.
I'm
just gonna get down and I want that.
Let me burn.
Right there.
Let me burn through the facts as stated. Is April 12th is our day. What we know is going to be in there is new PvE challenges, new and updated gear, new quest featuring the Blighted Chalice strike. I find that whole sentence very interesting. Increased max light and rewards, sandbox and Crucible updates, and more. If you have Destiny the Taken King, the April update is included with your purchase. So if you already bought the Taken King, you get this update 2.2.0 free, kind of like SRL.
Right.
For the next 3 Wednesdays in a row, they're going to be doing live streams on their Twitch page, revealing the details of this. So on March 23rd, we're going to get a preview about the new things to do. So, like, what are we going to be doing? Is it going to be Prison of Elders? Are we going to get new strikes, new story missions? Like, all that kind of stuff, we'll find out. On March 30th, we're going to get a preview of the new things to earn. So I expect a tour through at least one of the tower vendors to take a look at new gear.
Hey, no speculation. You're just reporting. No wild speculation ahead of time.
What they've done in the past.
Okay.
You got...
Okay. You can't speculate without me.
April 6th. Wednesday, April 6th, we got the sandbox and Crucible updates. So they'll talk a little bit about Crucible, weapon balance, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. We got a lot of news. I mean, there's a lot more to the weekly update as well. But that's like the big one, right?
That's the meat.
Spring update is coming. We have a date. We know essentially what's going to be in it. Well, some of what's going to be in it, and we're going to get a lot more information on a week-to-week basis every Wednesday.
So, and we got a name which I like, the April update, right?
I don't like that name.
Beautiful.
No, I mean,
I want Impending Doom. That's the name I'm hoping for.
I mean, honestly, like, they could have done something a little sexier for sure, but I mean, giving it a name means it's real, right? It's now a thing.
Yeah.
Or a number, right?
The date to me is bigger. Getting a date like that means that they know when it's coming out. They're close enough to start talking about
April 12th.
What is that date again? The 12th?
April 12th,
12th?
Yep.
2016.
Yeah, and it's far enough away from April Fools that it can't be anywhere associated with April Fools.
I would have serious problems if content release was an April Fool's joke from Bungie. Like that would
that'd be awful.
They would have. They're gonna be.
They would have. I would have problems.
Probably not going to go ham on the. They're probably not going to go too big on the April Fool's stuff this year, because
last year I like what they did though. I thought it was cute.
What did
let
they
your
do?
Guardian dance in the on Bungie.net, and you could change the colors. Of the
that's right.
That was nice.
Anyhow, okay, now let's start speculation. Let's start with the picture you were talking about, Tefty. That picture is front and center. They show it 3 different places. Mm-hmm. It shows 3 Guardians standing side by side. With the Reef as a background. They look like they're taken, and they look like they have Prison of Elders gear on.
Bingo. And also, in the past, they've typically shown stuff like this as these characters have things that you're going to earn.
Right.
They like when they show Trials of Osiris, they feature a full decked out Trials of Osiris kit, right. or Iron Banner, all that stuff. So it's symbolic, saying this is coming for you.
Do we have any doubt in any of our minds that this is a shader we're looking at? It's a Taken shader.
I'm going fighting. Since we're doing speculation, I'm gonna wildly speculate. I want to see a Taken subclass, even though there's absolutely no reason or lore backing it up in the game that this could happen. That's what I think it's gonna be. It's gonna
Get ready.
Get
ready for Blink.
Oh yeah,
get ready for Blink 3.0.
every Taken subclass, every time you spec for it, you get shipped a lag switch that you can now use against enemies and in PvP because Taken get to use a lag switch against us. Yeah.
So I mean, I have heard some YouTubers have said that they think there might be either you might get taken. I don't really see either of those happening. I really think what we're looking at are taking shaders. Like, in all honesty, I think this is going to be a reward for possibly beating Prison of Elders 2.0. We're going to be able to get taken shaders, and they look sweet.
What if to take the Taken and put them in my prison, Guardian, you must become Taken yourself, or act like
a story twist, man. That'd be really cool.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
So
they got to complete like a set of missions to get yourself taken, and that's how you get into the end game this time around.
Wait, so you got to convince
there's
you've been bad enough to get tossed into prison.
Well, no, okay, so
very bad.
So let's there is a precedent for this, because somebody yelled at me on Twitter and said it's against lore for us to be taken. Don't we like trick them into only the Ascendant can use the gates, right?
Yeah, you get like
the Ascendant Hive already.
Right.
You get
so
a little shard juice. You get shard juice.
Yeah,
from Crota.
we took Crota. Crota was we turned him into a perfume, right? We destroyed him. We extracted him. We have Crota essence that when we're getting ready for our date, right? We just
I spray it on like cats. I go diagonal.
Right.
Yeah,
you go like
Axe future.
I put a little in my mouth too. It's just like
Too much.
No, you put something in your mouth, because she's like, drink deep from it, Guardian. I can't do it anymore.
All right, so there is precedent within the game that we are mimicking. Right, we are Ascendant Hive. We are there. Like, why couldn't that be part of the story?
The question is, what do we have to get Ascendant for to take on? Like, we're buddies with Varix already.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason that we can't get access to the prison already. So, like, there's got to be maybe.
You are not my friend.
I'm gonna throw this out there, and this is so wild speculation that I'm guaranteeing it's wrong.
Okay.
All right. What if
My Little Pony?
What if this is all about a My Little Pony expansion pack for Destiny? No. What if God, I can't even believe I'm saying this. It's so wild. All right. Do you know how we have in like Halo, there was the Guardians and the Elites and stuff like that, and like it was the whole lore behind PvP was a testing ground to improve your skills, to go out into combat, right?
Sounds really familiar.
Right. So what if the Taken is like the opposite, like in a PvP type matchup where your opponent is like Taken version of your Guardian?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you'd be fighting a Taken Guardian.
So one side is a Taken Guardian, and one side is like a normal Guardian in PvP, and that's a PvP mode, right?
I'd be down. As long as it can be
as long
custom,
as you didn't use Thorn.
As long as it could be like a custom match, so we could pick which team is taken and which in, because God knows I'm gonna go in every time and not be on the Taken side, and I'll just be sitting there not throwing knives, playing over again.
Not having Taken dust on you.
Besides the fact that we're seeing our Guardians dressed as Taken, there's more about this picture that's interesting. It takes place in the Reef. There's a lot of questions right now about the Reef, right? The last time we saw Marisov, big questions about, is she dead? Is she alive? Now we're heading back to the Reef. Like, it's time for this question to get answered, right? If we're going to get new story content, you'd think that this would be a pretty pressing piece of story information that would be
absolutely. You're absolutely right. Okay, what all happened in the Reef during Taken King? Like, we had some side missions.
There was a coup d'etat, right?
Oh, what?
No.
There was a revolt, a coup d'etat. Yeah, there was
the House of Wolves tried to overthrow the queen, right?
Yeah, her.
Thought that there was during House of Wolves though.
No.
During the Taken.
House of Wolves.
Yeah.
During the Taken King, right? Isn't it the beginning of the Taken King?
No, from what I understood, the Fallen were trying to like set up shop on Mars or something, which is why they were trying to like build up a new thing there. The coup was in House of Wolves, which is that big cinematic. Right.
Yeah, so there was a Taken during the Taken King though. There was a time we had to go to Mars, and it was the pack of wolves were roaming once again.
That's right.
So that happened, Like I'm just thinking, what branch of the story are we going to go down? That like what unfinished business wasn't there, or maybe there wasn't.
Well, the queen, dude. Like the queen's got it. Like she messed up. She messed up Oryx big time, right? Like she disabled his ship.
She went Saiyan.
She just went like she's the only one that went toe to toe with Oryx and like in like she kept him from invading the solar system.
She destroyed his fleet, but didn't actually damage his ship.
Yes, she did.
She really destroyed his own fleet.
She destroyed the fleet and disabled his ship. He couldn't go anywhere. He had to use his power. He had to use the power of his ship to fire the ultimate weapon, which deadened his ship and he couldn't leave the system.
Okay.
Right.
And it was through Megagasm that she released.
Right. She had a Megagasm
across the solar. Megagasm disabled all of it.
So we don't know what's up with Marisov. We know we're going back to the Reef. We got a lot of unanswered questions. Some of it is about maybe just could be answered if we just read up on the lore. We definitely need a guy like Wally back right now.
Wally, where are you? You know the I'm just excited that Petra is going to be then I'm going to get to hang out with my girlfriend again.
Girl, you boo.
Mm-hmm.
You dropped her like pretty quick there when Taken King came out, didn't you?
Well,
Never went back to that Reef.
Amanda Holiday does have a pretty sexy accent.
I think it's very fascinating. Like, I'm just trying to think, because I don't remember the side quest thread lines very well for what happened with that. And now, obviously, the Queen has to have some sort of thread that's continued.
Basically, all the stuff that happened with the Reef is like the wolves that we dispersed last, or in the House of Wolves. We're setting up shop on Mars. Those were the remaining ones. We're trying to get rid of them. As far as I know, they're pretty much taken care of now. The Prison of Elders is still a thing. And then...
Did the Prince for sure die?
No, Prince is alive. He is absolutely alive. This is
alive.
100% confirmed. There's a Grimoire card that says his ship was downed and it's on Mars somewhere. And then I think there was a line of text from him. Basically, the only thing that's up in the air right now is Marisov's whereabouts / alive deadness.
Right.
Okay. Speculation. It opens. We have to go find the Prince. We go. You figure out where he crashed. Go get his things, and the next mission is to go visit the Queen, who maybe is in some sort of deep coma from the Megagasm that she released.
Right. She needs to rest a little. Right.
It's a long nap after that one.
Who wouldn't, right?
So then, I just don't know what the Taken are going to be doing. Like, I feel like we squished the Taken with.
So some of the lore for the Taken is that there are other guys like Darkblade who were pretenders to the throne or possibly brothers to Crota. There are other guys who could, step up to the plate. They might not be as strong as Oryx was.
Oryx was supposed to be like he was not even the most badass, right?
He's the lesser of the three of his two sisters. I don't remember names, but his two sisters.
There's other people that could step up to the plate. There is what I'm saying. Is like just because Oryx is dead doesn't mean the Taken threat is gone. The other two sisters could. Not have something different besides Taken. They could become in year 4, year 6, or whenever. They could just use, Oryx's underlings or Oryx's other son or, anything like that. Pop him into Prison of Elders to replace Skolas, and, you're pretty much good to go there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the thing is, like, if you have a bigger Oryx, you can't have, like, no raid. You know what I mean? Or
that's what I'm saying is they don't need a bigger Oryx. They could just use, a Darkblade type of guy, right?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Maybe he wanted to be maybe he wanted to replace Oryx. Maybe he was in that prison that they showed off on the Dreadnought. Maybe he's Oryx's other son. They've hinted that there's another son besides Crota. It could be somebody like that. Still could be associated with the Taken to get the Taken into the Prison of Elders, but not necessarily a huge boss in the style of Oryx or Atheon.
What if Varix gets taken?
Patrick's going to have to work on that voice.
I can only imagine Varix being a
challenge.
more difficult fight. Oh god.
He's already
You have to fight Taken Varix? Oh my god.
He's already partially disabled. I mean, he has to walk around with a staff and like one of his.
So
own.
did Yoda, man. Did you ever see that?
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't count it out.
Look at Garmin at the end of Bloodborne. No. Yeah.
He's a pushover.
Historically, people with staves are the ones you look out for. Gandalf, I mean, come on. Let's start talking staves. I mean, staff does not mean that you're weak. It means you're actually a badass.
Joe, I'm telling you, Garmin, who's the end boss. Sorry, spoiler on Bloodborne. Is in a wheelchair the whole time. And then you get to the end and he's like the dopest hunter ever.
Still beat him in like at least under an hour, which is pretty good considering other bosses. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the third piece of evidence that we get from that picture is Prison Elders, right? Prison Elders is coming back. What do they do to Prison Elders to make that content better than it was in House of Wolves? Because that shit won't fly.
Yeah.
Make it truly random, so it's not like it's just a set number of modifiers that kind of rotate in every single week. Like, make it truly random.
Yeah.
Make no two runs the same.
Mm-hmm.
Spawns,
a horde mode.
More random too.
A horde mode.
Horde mode. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me horde mode.
Horde mode would be awesome. Be awesome. Yeah. I want different levels of loot depending on how far you get in the levels. You know.
Yeah.
You reach.
I want to be able to earn. I want to be able to earn the keys to open up the chest down below in game. So your efforts within your team are rewarded by earning a key. So if you are, you score a certain amount of points by assisting, with your teammates in the firefight, in the reward screen when you go in between chambers, it says, you're rewarded a key. And then
maybe like if they had secondary objectives,
right?
Like you have the objective to clear it, but you have secondary objectives like kill every thrall or something like that.
Right. So if you are, for example, it's a easy way to institute a challenge mode. For example, for this week, if you do this level with using primaries only, or whatever the challenge would be. Assist your teammates in, each person has to have double-digit assists by the time you go back into the next chamber. If you hit that secondary objective, maybe you get a key that opens up a chest down below, and you earn 3 keys. You get the third chest would be the biggest one, right?
Phoenix credits.
Phoenix credits.
I had to. It was boiling. I couldn't resist.
Is that stuff from the Division? Is that like that? Is that what happens in the Division?
It's like Strange Coin in Division.
Okay, I haven't really.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great. I just like my biggest fear of them reskinning or it becoming a reskin for Prison Elders is that it's just taken enemies replaced for all that stuff. I really hope, like you're saying, Pope, that it's like challenge modes. You have things to work towards that unlock, and it's going to be an actual fresh experience to go through every time. Because Prison Elders got stale so quick.
Wow, did it ever? I hope it's not just a damage buff. Like they take the new levels that we're gonna get, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. What here? Let me put that up here just so people are talking about it here.
They need to figure out a way to make that make the enemies spawning in the same location every time. The limited amount of modifiers, the first time you went through that and you saw don't touch the floor modifier, that was hilarious and fun. And there were a bunch of really fun modifiers, but there weren't enough of them. They were the same. The highest level one just rotated to the second highest level one the week after, so you just replayed it again. There wasn't enough variety. The enemies always came out in the same locations in the same order, so you could predict them. You'd set up a bubble where this one knight was going to come out and just destroy them with shotguns and then move on. You had your plan, you're ready to go. There was very little randomness to it, and randomness adds a lot of replayability because all of that, that's why Crucible is fun, right? It's because it's constantly a new experience.
Yeah.
So they need to add that into the Prison Elders. Otherwise, I'm going to be very upset.
Yeah, the biggest problem was that 30, 32, and 34 or no, it was 32, 34, and 35, were just like you could count them on one hand, or maybe two hands. Just so limited in variety.
It's not letting me go out of like full screen mode on my Google.
Rip the dream. Thanks a lot, Windows 10.
Yeah, Jesus. None of my commands are working off of this.
And you're streaming.
Oh, and I'm streaming.
Not
there, I got
topic,
it.
But did anyone else this week have their computer upgrade to Windows 10? Just out of the blue?
It's going through all my
Windows. Out of the blue? No. I upgraded to Windows 10 3 months ago.
I specifically kept my laptop that I use for the podcast, for recording, for all that stuff. I specifically kept it on Windows 8 because I didn't want to deal with the upgrade and having like drivers possibly not work. And then while I was streaming one day, I just look over and it's like kept rebooting, and all of a sudden, it's Windows 10, and I was like, expletive. Okay,
that didn't happen to me because I'm awesome. And
it closed all my windows. Oh my god, it closed all my windows that I had set up earlier.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, all your tabs?
Yeah.
Rip
the dream.
So much work that went into that.
Oh my goodness, it's okay.
Wait, can you go restore tabs on your on Chrome? Do you know how to do that? Did you try that?
Where is that?
Yeah, click on that. Go to history, I think. Is there a history option? Yeah, then restore. Oh, recently closed. Yeah, there they are.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Be sure you don't bring up your porn.
I don't look at porn.
Good.
So.
All right, while he's doing that, is there anything else we want to talk about with update 2.2? I mean,
yeah, isn't there other things in there? I feel like
there's a couple other things in that where like we can get off the picture.
The picture is pretty interesting. I think we've exhausted it.
The strike. We're
getting new PvE challenges. What do you think those are going to be? You think that we're going to get new quests similar to what we got in the Taken King? I find the sentence "new quest featuring the Blighted Chalice strike" interesting.
Turns out that we do know a little bit about this Blighted Chalice thing. There's a Reddit post out right now. Oh my God, this guy's name, Hawkmuna Matata, with a little bit of information about it. Activity: a blight of Taken now roosts in the Hellmouth. Unchecked, they could refocus the darkness within and descend upon the city. That is the little line of text from that. And then also in like that same block of code, there's something called a shader hacker. Made of material coatings and field effects can mark a suit of armor for tactical effect or personal pleasure. So
wow,
looks like there might be a shader editor coming in as well.
Oh my God.
That
tactical effect
judging from
personal pleasure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Of course, I want my Guardian entirely pink because I didn't get that one. That's the one thing I didn't get from Sparrow Racing League. Is that pink shader?
So does this sentence make you worried that we're only going to get one strike?
Yes.
Yes.
A little. But which, by the way, I do want to rephrase that. That stuff that I just said is from data mine stuff, so it's not confirmed at all.
We'll repeat it again, just okay.
A blight of Taken now roosts in the Hellmouth. Unchecked, they could refocus the darkness within and descend upon the city. The other line of data mine stuff is shader hacker. Made of material coatings and field effects can mark a suit of armor for tactical effect or personal pleasure.
So Taken strike on the moon and possible shader creator.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think?
That's
okay,
just
talking
fun
about
to
the
say.
strike.
Shader creator.
Shader creator, right? Let's talk about the strike. Do you think that they're going to reskin Fogoth?
I hope not. I want a brand new strike.
I wouldn't doubt it. There's still that.
I doubt it heavily. They wouldn't rename it Blighted Chalice Strike and put it in the weekly update as like new quest featuring the Blighted Chalice Strike if it was a reskinned Fogoth.
Well, new quests.
Well,
featuring the Blighted Strike. Like new quest is like there was a new quest in.
They got to be smart enough not to set themselves up like that. They've got to be.
I imagine this. There's been a specific item that has been in the database. It's a legendary helm for hunters, I think, that has been there forever. And if we're getting a new strike that is kind of Hive themed, it's called I believe the Helm of Malak. That is a very, very, it's put 2 and 2 together. I think we're
Go
probably
up
going to
against
see
Malik?
these things. Yeah. Totally.
Back to the Fogoth thing. I do not think that they would just reskin the Fogoth strike and put it in the Bungie in the weekly update. Like,
or it's Helm of Krolok. Never mind. Sorry.
I highly doubt. Like, I would like to see them bring Fogoth back, maybe even taking it. Yeah, but
taking a fire.
to rename it Blighted Chalice and then put a new quest around it and put it in the weekly update. I'm a little scared. There's only going to be one strike as it is. If it's just one strike and it's reskinned,
do we have any quest lines now that have multiple strikes associated to the quest line?
Sword quest, you got to do multiple strikes, right?
Yeah. No.
Sword quest, is there a precedent for having a quest line that consists of multiple strikes?
Aside from like the old school quests where it was like, oh, there's bad juju, go grind 20 heroic
let's say let me rephrase that then. Are there any Taken King quest lines that involve multiple strikes? And I'm not sure of that.
I don't think so.
I'm drawing a blank. Everything usually ends on one.
No Time to Explain probably gets the closest. You got to complete a raid.
Yeah.
You got to do that like kind of mission that is based on.
Yeah, the Red Bull quest line actually that does require you to do 3 different strikes to get Sparrow, Ghost stuff.
But I think what Pope is asking is like, what storyline? Is there any storylines that go through multiple strikes to finish the actual storyline, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean.
So what I'm looking at is like, how are they going to weave a story into this, right? And advance, lore, advanced story content. And I'm thinking that we're going to take content that we've seen and have us kind of like what they did with Praedyth and going back into the Vault of Glass, right? Mm-hmm. And so use PvE content that's already available, right? And put a strike through it, maybe go in a different direction to it and view it that way. I think the quest is going to be having us travel through and trying to discover more about what the Taken come back, right? And we have to figure out now that we've killed Oryx, who's behind this new Taken.
Who's their leader now?
Yeah. Who's taken over?
Like who's running that ship?
Yeah.
Who has the keys to the Dreadnought?
And now that Oryx is dead, Morozov comes back to life, right? Now her power, she's regained health again, and her brother is sent to come help us. And I think that her brother is going to be the main agent that we're going to be working with to discover who the new force is behind, and we're going to try to stomp them out before they get big.
Yeah, sounds reasonable.
Yeah, it does.
Sounds reasonable. So I think we've exhausted the story stuff that we can.
I don't think so. We haven't talked about what new PvE challenges would be. Do you think we're going to get like a full set of new missions, or do you think we're purely just going to get a few new strikes and PoE, and then
you know what really needs a rework right now? Nightfalls.
These would be a rework.
This would be a wonderful time to see Nightfalls reworked in some fashion. Maybe change it so there's different, or you have a better chance of rewards for doing something during the Nightfall. Sure as hell you need to bring back the blue flame on the head. Just
number one priority right there.
Well, take a look at this. Take a look at this right here. I mean, in the weekly update, there's an interesting element that is coming off of the top here of the heads.
Essence of Taken.
Yeah. So what if they
part of the shader?
I understand that, but I like to, with wild abandonment, speculate. But what if this is what we're seeing here is actually
Into the Nightfall?
What if the new version or Takenified Nightfall becomes a thing, and when you complete it, you get the shader or you get the element for the week. Your character you can select this.
It seems like that's just the shader. Like that's what the
poo-poo on you
characters
guys.
look like too.
All right, whatever.
I hear you, Poe. Also, I haven't seen a shader that actually adds extra geometry, so it's possible.
Thank you.
Sure, I haven't seen one.
Yeah. Well,
how come you guys Tefty brings something up and you're like, oh yeah.
Tefty made a good point. It's a better voice. That's why.
I'm just thinking.
No, it's good. It's fine. It's no big deal.
I'm just thinking that shaders are technically just reskinning the geometry, and
right.
You know, there would be some planes on top of their heads to have that smoke effect. So, maybe it's the helmets though. Maybe the helmets always come with that smoke effect.
New and updated gear. So we expect a tower bender refresh, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
wait, hold on. Before we go back to that, let's the PvE challenges. I would we talked about the Nightfalls getting reworked, and I completely agree on that. I would also like the daily challenge to be like Nightfall difficulty. And maybe some people wouldn't be digging this, but if the rewards were good enough, like if it felt more satisfying to do the daily challenge or have more options or more variety, maybe burns or something like that. I just feel like the daily challenge could use something that is more than just repeating that challenge on a harder difficulty. Like,
I'm okay with that. I don't want it to actually be Nightfall difficulty because I still want to be able to complete it solo. Like I don't want to.
I like to be able. Okay. I like to be able to jump on, get some extra legendary marks, and then it's maybe I only have 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes to play, that day. I could jump on, pop it out. It's no big deal. It gets me to socialize with some people, and then I jump off.
I wouldn't mind if it was a little more difficult than it is, but I wouldn't want it to be like actually Nightfall difficult. Like you need a raid team or you need a team of 3 to do it. I wouldn't mind if it was hard, but it's still got to be soloable.
Well, okay. Do you feel like Nightfall right now or like Nightfall back then? Because I feel like Nightfall right now isn't the same. I feel like Nightfall
right now is technically, I would say, harder than it was in year 1. In year 1, you could solo any Nightfall. In year 2, I mean, you could do it, but they're much harder to solo. The only thing is you don't have that full reset. You can basically just keep throwing yourself against the wall, get to a certain checkpoint, and then do the same thing.
I think they neutered the Nightfall with allowing you to be a wipe.
I feel like they're easier with 3-man team, but they're harder as a solo.
I think so here's what if they were going to go the direction that they went, I wish they would have given matchmaking to Nightfalls. They made it to a point where, whatever, it's a wipe back to the last checkpoint. Okay, so give us matchmaking in it. If I could understand no matchmaking in Nightfalls, if we were going to wipe to orbit. But
that was the reason, too.
Yeah, and
that was the reason for not having matchmaking.
Right, and so they take that away, and then they don't do matchmaking in Nightfalls, and it kind of disappoints me. So, one or the other. We're kind of half pregnant here. It doesn't really make sense.
I don't know. I kind of feel like soloing this year's Nightfalls is not that difficult, aside from Saber. Saber is just
really tough.
Super annoying in the beginning, but it's pretty much the beginning.
Anything that has one-shot kills in it is really difficult to solo.
Like basically all of them are pretty much soloable. The modifiers can be kind of difficult sometimes. Like I think the one this week is Shield Brothers with Solar Burn. There's a lot of solar damage in that one. It's kind of scary. So you die pretty quickly.
And now that we don't have primary burn weapons, like we don't get the advantage of that.
Sleeper Simulant does work though.
Yeah.
Yep. So new and updated gear. We're getting a vendor tower refresh.
I need to get one thing off my chest real quick. If there's updated gear coming, this means 1,000-yard stairs going away.
Yep.
Which means I have about
in the future, Patrick, there will be more than one of that archetype.
Yes.
Right. So you're not just looking for one gun all the time. Well, that is a huge mistake.
I know. But I got a couple things to say about that. One, worst case scenario, I have 1 month to get 1,000-yard stare.
Mm-hmm.
Two, well, you only have 1 month left where you need to get 1,000-yard stare, and then you can finally move on and not carry anymore.
Number 2, look at Pope's RNG, and now if they give him multiple opportunities to get 1,000-yard stare type sniper rifle, you know, instead of him sending me daily screenshots of his new whatever 9,000 yards, now he'll be sending me daily screenshots of his entire bank full of, you know,
Well, let's talk about like the new and exciting stuff. I don't want to talk about 1,000-yard stare or Pope's RNG, frankly.
Yeah, let's just avoid that conversation altogether. It's just ridiculous.
Hold on, there's one thing I want to bring up. There is the possibility that they don't introduce another 1,000-yard stare variety into the game. I know it's not likely, but it's possible. And if that is the case, then you really do have a month to have to secure at least one good one that you want to keep, because I'm sure we'll be able to infuse them.
That's right.
All right. I assume. Let's talk about new gear instead of old gear.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. So, let's look at where are the places we'll get weapons. I think it'd be very similar to the places we'd get them from House of Wolves, right? You'll get them as rewards for Prison of Elders or Prison of Elders, 2. You'll get them from hopefully new strikes. I would like to see a refresh of all the special rewards you could get from strikes, such as Grasp of Malak, such as Treads Upon Stars. It'd be nice to see a full refresh of all of that stuff. It'd be nice also to see a couple of more hidden ones, like the, like the side quests to get the
Black Spindle.
Black Spindle. Thank you. It'd be nice to see a couple more of those types of things too.
Yeah, those were
stuff
nice.
That'll keep us chewing on the bone for more than a month or so. Surprises. Remember, at one point, Patrick, you were getting pissed off because it seemed like you couldn't go to sleep without waking up and finding out something new got discovered in the Taken King.
Yeah, I remember that.
It'd be nice to have that feeling again.
In some capacity, yes.
Maybe not for Patrick, but for the average.
Yeah, assuming you don't have to make a video about it, everybody else would be pretty happy about it.
That's the only thing I didn't like is like I absolutely loved there was tons of new content. We were always finding new stuff that was great. I hated the fact that I could never go to sleep not knowing if I was going to actually get more than 5 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Basically, it was like having a newborn baby in the house. Destiny was like having a newborn baby in the house. I'm not going to be able to sleep at all. I just know.
For everybody else, though, that would be awesome to see again. It'd be absolutely phenomenal. On a weekly, monthly basis to see, oh, look at this. There's this new challenge. We got to go get this new awesome gun. And Destiny kind of needs a new awesome gun, if you ask me.
We need another Gallahorn.
Well, we might get one. We might get a year 2 version of Gallahorn. Who knows?
Yeah. We also need a use for it, though, too.
Killing Crota was a very good use for Gallahorn.
It was.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was both Atheon and Crota
Elders was perfectly suited. Too.
Yeah, basically every single in-game fight was a good use for Gallahorn because the fights were just designed that way. And now, the end fights, they'll be good, but other stuff is just as good. I mean, you're not gonna all just Gallahorn Oryx's chest, but you probably will Gallahorn the ogres during the fight, maybe.
We'll also probably see some of those exotics that they're in the database. We thought we were going to get them with the Taken King, but they kind of never showed up. This would probably be a good opportunity to drop those on us. You think 3 coins is going to stick around? I think that's going to stay as a way to... That makes me sad. I think that was a real mistake.
Yeah. I think that we're going to have to live with it for year 2. Because it's pretty locked into the system right now.
Yeah.
Why?
I hope in year 3 they get rid of it.
Why is it locked in?
Because imagine if they take it away now, and somebody just got the Taken King the week before the April update comes out, and suddenly they can't get these things anymore. That people say no, you just use.
You can still get them, but imagine if instead they said now there's going to be increased drop rate for exotics from Nightfalls and from endgame for endgame rewards. Like it was in year 1. You'd get exotics the same way you did in year 1. You can trade in any 3 coins you still have for possibly, I don't know, strange coins to buy something from Zur or something like that.
Wait, you're saying you turn in the 3 coin for strange coin?
Yeah, just exchange them, a material exchange for something else. Just to get them out of your inventory.
I'm just saying that the playing field was disturbed heavily by using 3 a coin.
Yeah, but I think for the worse, and I think it's a perfect opportunity to take that away. Is instead of having the 3 of coins stick around and continue to muck things up, get rid of them, have a material exchange for them, and increase the rewards for Nightfalls and for other endgame activities. Or for even in the Crucible. I got exotics for playing in the Crucible in year 1. I have not in year 2.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I think I only got like 2 exotics out of all the time in year 1 from playing in Crucible. It was pretty low drop rates back then also.
It was pretty low, but
the thing is there was more reasons to do the raid to try to get up to get the exotics. And there was more locations for the exotics in the raids. Whereas this raid, that chest in King's Fall is very stingy in comparison to the other drops.
But don't you think they tuned that because of the 3 coins that they could tune it to get rid of 3 coins too?
No, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I'm just thinking that like if they remove 3 coin for this update, it's not a playing field leveler. It's everybody who previous to 2.2 got to have fun with 3 coin, and then anybody who picks it up afterwards doesn't get it. So that's why I'm saying like
sorry to hear that, but you should have bought the game in September.
I mean, that's one way to look at it for sure. But if you take it at a year 3 type of thing, then it's a level playing field. Everybody has the same opportunities to get year 3 exotics.
So, I mean, I just don't like the system. I want to see him get rid of it. And I hear your argument, but I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Want it gone. You just want it gone.
I just want it gone. Like I understand that some people are going to be pissed that they're gone, but I don't really care because I feel like it made exotics feel less special, and I want them to feel special again. I want at the end of a Nightfall to like raise my hands and like scream in like glory because I got like something awesome.
Yeah.
Instead of just farming bosses in like the middle of a mission somewhere, just watching yellow engrams build up on the floor. Yeah. It was a bad. I mean, I think it was a bad idea, and I feel like they should just get rid of it. And I understand that some people are going to be pissed because they didn't get a chance to abuse it, but some people were pissed that they got rid of the loot cave too. And you know what? I think the game's a better place for it.
Well,
but it's become the main way to get exotics, though.
Yeah. Well, the main way used to be other stuff, and I think the other stuff was more fun than the current way. So I think they ought to change it.
Yeah. I hear you, man. I don't think there's an easy answer for it. Either way, somebody's going to get it. Like,
I think they get rid of 3 coins. That's the easy answer.
I'm saying, like, there's people who like just picked up the game like 2 weeks ago. They're going to be like,
I think we can move on from this point. I think we can move on.
Sure.
From this.
Okay.
What else is on the list of stuff that's coming to us?
Increased max light and rewards.
Well,
how do they separate rewards from new and updated gear?
what was it?
Are the rewards? Are they talking about? So the next item on the list is increased max light and rewards, but they already talked about new and updated gear. Are they just saying that rewards are going to have a chance to drop with the new max light?
That's a good question.
Maybe they said increase light and rewards. Maybe it means they're increasing the amount of rewards. I'd be happy with that.
I think they're increasing the light at which rewards can possibly drop.
I am
light and rewards.
I'd be okay with that.
Once again, confusing language from Bungie.
The rewards is very confusing because I mean, rewards is everything in the game.
Yeah. But what do you guys think max light will cap out at now?
340. I'm gonna go with
320. You think a 20 level or 20 light level?
20 light level increase. Probably.
I kind of feel like you're right on the money there. Yeah. Is 20 light level? That's gonna be enough that you feel like you're gonna gain power.
And then it's enough that like you actually have a reason to try to make your character go up a little more. If it's at 330, like if you're at 318 right now, that's the equivalent of being what, 309.
So the only problem with 340 that I see is that we were going into the hard mode raid at 305, 306, right?
Right.
So if we go into Prison of Elders, like, and that's the end game at 420, is that really going to be punishing enough that you feel the need to get to that higher light level to finish it?
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too.
Light level bump.
I kind of feel like, and also also to have like somewhat of a grind, not obviously not like when the Taken King came out, not that type of grind, but some kind of grind to have the new level actually feel significant. I hear you completely on 340, and it does make it makes sense, but at the same time, I feel like we'd hit it so quick, and then it'd be like, oh,
well, we'd hit 335 quick, and then it'd take us 4 months to get to 340.
Right? Remember hitting 34 when House of Wolves came out?
Yeah.
It was like one day I hit 34.
Yeah. I hit max on the very first day.
So that was a very different light system.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Honestly, like I prefer that light system I prefer that version of the game for the most part, as opposed to this one. This one is way more grindier. The current system of Infusion, having to grind drops, it's a massive amount of grind. That one, not so much of a grind.
They can reduce that grind by just increasing the rate of drops, though.
True.
And then I think it'd be a lot more fun. I like doing those hard decisions when you finally get that 320 primary drop. Like, all right, what is this going into? Is it going to be my Mida for PvP? Is it going to be my Doom and Chelches for PvE? I like that decision-making process. And that's actually continued for me. With Oryx Challenge was just last week, and I picked up a bunch of 320 weapons, and I'm like, all right, like, what am I going to infuse? What is it going to be? And it was fun. I like that.
See, here's the problem, though. Like, if you start limiting rewards to try to make it so it's harder to reach that lower light cap, then it's suddenly the game is very stingy and it's not very rewarding.
No, I don't want stingy. I want lots of rewards.
Yeah, it needs more.
Yeah.
More.
Did you say to limit the type of drops in order to hit that 340, or did I mishear you?
No, I want more rewards. I want rewards more often.
Okay.
I like the system we have, but I just want it to give me rewards more frequently.
Yeah,
good rewards.
And again,
too.
So again, in that vein, like I really feel like a higher light level, like if it was anywhere from 360 up to 400, with a lot more rewards dropping.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Higher rate, then I feel like that would be fun. Yeah, it would be. It's like it's satisfying to see the things drop for you. I mean, rip my postmaster for God's sakes. But that's a problem. That's my own problem.
Well, that's
a personal struggle of my own.
Look, it's a government job. You get a great pension. Don't complain about it, all right?
Yeah, I vote we double the postmaster space. Also, can we get a petition going to double the postmaster space? Thank you very much.
In vault space, I could use a refresh on vault space.
That'd be great.
There was like a little hidden update in the weekly update that said you no longer have to move stuff to the vault when you're moving something between characters. So if your vault space is often full, but you just want to move like a primary weapon from your Warlock to your Titan, that'll just happen now. It doesn't have to go to the vault first and then move to the other character.
Nice.
That is nice.
Yeah. Essentially, they're going to be leveling your loot drop and RNG to Pope Bear standards, which would be nice. I mean, they're just kind of leveling everything off and making everybody...
Basic Pope Bear standards.
They're hitting the Pope Bear button for everybody else.
Yeah, they finally admit that they're I was beta testing the new loot system.
Oh God,
nice. And we can see it's beneficial.
It is.
Yeah,
it
looked like it was fun.
I feel rewarded when I play. I feel rewarded.
I bet. Yeah.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Every time you're on stream, you're like, "Hey guys, look at all my 1,000 yards! Isn't this awesome?" And then everyone just doesn't have to. Everyone feels like bad for you, kind of. And they're just like, yeah, it's great, Pope. I'm glad you're happy.
So it looks like the
circles your name on their to-kill list.
46% feel the new light max will be 350, and the next highest is 26% feel that 420 YOLO will be, but I don't know if those guys really feel like it's going to be 420 or.
I am shocked.
I think so.
That 420 didn't win that hands down. Completely shocked.
Oh, man. That's funny.
All right, we also have a Sandbox and Crucible update coming, or Sandbox and Crucible updates, plural.
Yeah.
Again, confusing wording because Sandbox and Crucible updates, it could be, is it the Sandbox in the Crucible? Is it Sandbox and Crucible separately? It's
the way I took that is they're updating the global sandbox of like, okay, they're going to make global weapon balance changes. Like, okay, pulse rifles moving up, auto rifles doing whatever, hand cannons getting their accuracy buffed across the board. Like that's a global sandbox change. Right. And Crucible changes would be like, hey, so we fix the thing when PvP with people like getting ammo when they die, choosing special ammo, or hey, we fixed, or hey, we're doing some other PvP balance changes.
Well, I think you're right, Patrick, but I wish you were wrong, because what I'd rather see is an update to like the playlists and the game modes.
Oh no, I definitely. Me saying that didn't exclude that, but
no. I agree with you. I think that's exactly what it means, though. But what I'm hoping is that we do get like that cooler stuff, and custom matchmaking, private matches. Like,
well, okay, really cool. That would be amazing if they actually snuck that in. Like, that would be groundbreaking. I did not hold my breath for that, but I think they're definitely going to bring in some new Crucible maps. I'd be surprised if they didn't sprinkle 1, 2, or 3 new Crucible maps into this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
I can see it.
I think they would have.
To be honest with you, I thought Crimson Doubles would have at least brought 1. So
I think they would have listed it as a kind of a big issue. I think they would have listed it. New maps would have been. I mean, I feel like new maps are.
That, Pope. Like, they don't ever list that. Like SRL, they didn't list that there was going to be a new Crucible map that came with it.
Yeah, you're right.
It was just kind of a surprise.
Yeah.
What
and then there, of course,
what map came with that?
That big ass one on the Dreadnought.
Shit, Cathedral of Dusk.
Yeah. Cathedral of Dusk came
maybe
with
they knew that maybe they knew that they shouldn't list that.
Yeah.
Maybe they should. They realized that they should have had you spawn in on your Sparrow for that map.
Yeah.
The best way you could have Cathedral of Dusk put into the current system is, say it's like you have the loading screen for Cathedral of Dusk, but then you show up on just a map that isn't Cathedral of Dusk.
The best thing they could do is add a skip button like they did to
the cutscenes. No,
nope. Skip.
If enough people hit skip on the while we're loading up this map,
loads you into a different map.
Yeah,
that would be nice, right?
Yeah. Pretty interesting stuff. I'm sorry, Tefty, go ahead.
No, I just want to like bring back the point. Like, yeah, if they did bring custom matchmaking, I'd be thrilled. Everybody would be thrilled. There'd be a community sigh of relief and being like, yes, things can move forward in a way that we haven't seen. I'm definitely not holding my breath for it, because like after we talked to Leaf, it seemed like it was an extraordinarily political decision of whether or not they were going to introduce custom matches in the game. Like, it almost felt like the philosophy in the company was, we don't necessarily want this right now.
I didn't get the feeling like he was being evasive because he didn't want to answer the question. I got the feeling like he wanted to say it's not coming, but he couldn't say it.
Yeah.
I got the feeling that they were lamenting. I think that he was trying to say that he feels your pain, that they all want it too. That's the sense that I got, and that it just wasn't possible for one reason or another that he couldn't say anything about.
I didn't even get that feeling. I didn't even get the feeling that they wanted it.
I didn't
really?
No.
Yeah.
I got the feeling of like apathy of him being like, okay, I see from a consumer standpoint.
But he had arguments about why it shouldn't be in there, and that's what shocked me, frankly. Like, it was like taken aback.
Yeah. It was the culture in the studio was just like, there was so many decisions and so many things that had to go through hoops and loops and jumps and whatever, and that it's just not going to ever come to a place where they're all sitting at a table and they're like, yeah, let's do this, boom, stamp of approval. It was like, there's a mountain that they have to do to make that happen. I was like, oh, okay, it feels like the studio just doesn't really want it.
And I think this is why it's so important that every time we do like a podcast showdown or we mention matchmaking, we should mention #custom games at Bungie, because the only way they're gonna put this in is if we just keep harassing them for it. And harassing
that is true, yeah.
Just keep asking them for it. Eventually they'll say, yeah, okay, people want this.
Right.
They'll put it in there.
Well, I can't believe that anybody at Bungie right now doesn't understand and know that that the consumer wants like custom games. I have a hard time believing that they haven't heard that loud and clear.
Well, I think they know that the YouTubers and the Twitch streamers and the competitive guys want it, but that's like 0.1% of their customer base, and I got the feeling that they think it's kind of like, yeah, we know that you guys want it, but we're selling the game to millions of people, not, this 200 or 300 people.
Yeah, that's actually the response I felt like we got from Leaf. It was like, yeah, he was like, I think he even said something like there's a surprising statistic that does not use custom games at all.
Right.
And
but
they're like, "Why? From our data, it's just not in the books to really put."
It's not cost effective.
And this is one of those things that I just absolutely vehemently at the core of my body do not understand anybody who has that philosophy. If you've got a passionate community base, right, that's playing this game, even though there's no content right now, give us the tools to create the content. And just like in Halo, some of the best maps in Halo, I felt, and game modes were made through custom game engines by the community.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
how many copies of Call of Duty does tournament sell? How many copies of Halo did Halo tournament sell? Even if you're not going to use the feature yourself, it often will still benefit you.
Oh, and the machinima that came out, the content.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! I mean, think about all these emotes, right? A whole set of emotes for custom games, and think about the fan created machinima that could come if they gave us a tool set of just simple hand gestures and head nods and stuff like that were a machinima toolkit. They could sell it, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? You could buy
many ideas.
I mean, be all over it.
People would be all over it, and you would get this this set of emotes for casting, and then people would be creating great lore videos and stuff. Anybody who has that view, Briar, literally anybody who has that view, just come see me. I'll set you straight.
Come see me.
I just think it's idiocy. If you actually believe that it's not a good idea to have custom games, you were not around and alive during the Halo 3 world. I mean,
yeah, honestly,
you were not part of the community during Halo 3 then. I mean, just right there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's so prevalent in gaming. I mean, like, it's weird to think we're in 2016, we don't have custom games in this game yet. It's unbelievable.
It's just silly. I don't even want to hear that argument. I remember, Briar, that's what kind of set me off a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah. We should probably move on to it, because that horse is...
Yeah, we've shot that one. It's in the glue factory.
I've beat that horse so many times every week. I try to every week,
I mean, that's how we're going to get it, though.
Yeah,
so that's it. Update 2.2.0. April 12th is the release date. That's less than a month away. It's free for anybody who currently owns the Taken King. Between now and then, we're going to get 3 previews from Bungie on their Twitch channel. The first one on March 23rd, the second one on March 30th, and the third one on April 6th. We got news. I mean, it's a pretty exciting time to be a Destiny player, and frankly, it's about damn time.
It's the traditional Bungie. Hey, there's going to be news next week, but here's like a thing saying that there's going to be news next week.
Yeah.
So
here's some
thumbs up,
bullets.
guys. Yeah.
Hey, we got news this week, and I was happy to see it. Yeah. We also saw that if anybody tuned into the audio stream that they did on their Twitch channel last week, they introduced a sub button. We talked a little bit about that last week. Now they have some custom emotes, so anybody who did subscribe to that now has Twitch emotes.
Did
you guys subscribe?
Chat, right? I did.
I have
did
not
because
subscribed yet. I need to.
It goes to Bungie Foundation, which goes to a lot of really good causes. So
nice.
I'm just sitting
lets you
here.
Participate in Bungie chat, which is nice because they're definitely going to go sub only mode. And you get a bunch of cool emotes, including Deej's face with a pipe, which I love.
Community theater. There's Cosmo doing a weird thing.
Yeah.
I want to sub when they're on the next Wednesday. I want to sub when it's live.
Yeah, it pops up on screen when you do sub. So
definitely. Nice. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of really cool emotes there. There's a couple updates. Yeah, there's the new clan roster system going in, or a leaderboard system in the clan
system.
Clan to see who does what. And there's a lot of little things that are going to be changing about that. I still think if you want to, one of the things aside from like putting content in the game that makes a game kind of last a lot longer,
scoreboard.
If this game had a like working clan system within the game that didn't require you to go to a website and look for people recruiting, yada yada.
That's not what we're getting though.
I know that's not what we're getting, but I just feel that I should say that because that's definitely what that's one of the things that needs to be there.
Be awesome. Like that would be amazing if you could participate with your clan from inside the game. That'd be phenomenal. We are board for your clan, so like the examples they give is like best single game kills, best kill spree, Nightfall's in for Crucible. They will be splitting up larger clans though into two pieces. So if you got a clan that's 200 people and you have people on the Xbox and on the PS4, you are going to have to split that into two 100 people clans, which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah,
it's a big bummer, frankly.
Yeah.
Yep.
We already mentioned the gear managers getting an update. That thing is, like I said, you can just transfer items from one character to another without having to go straight. Or without having to route through the.
Can we stay on the clan update real quick?
Yeah.
Sure.
So one of the things they showed here is a screenshot of.
Hope.
Yeah.
You're lagging in stream.
I'm lagging in stream.
Yeah. So there's some robot voicing going on, so I don't know what's going on there.
All right.
Briar was cutting in and out for me. It might have been Briar.
Okay. Yeah, it might have been Briar. He was cutting in and out for me too.
Yeah. Okay.
Briar,
you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So
it's fine now.
All right. So what I have here is on the Bungie update, it talked about some clan leaderboards, and for at least and they're using the Resolute. Obviously, they were capturing data from the game that they were playing when Resolute was doing the Bungie bounty, right? But and so that's why these are all static, But one of the things that I really like about this is that it gives more information to the clans, some internal competition and fun things to do, and I really like that. And I'm hoping that this signifies that we're gonna get an update to the UI on how we see our rosters. That I'm hoping that they're putting in this effort here so that we can have our rosters viewed by clan, and there's more of a that we are going to see in this update some clan info, and that we're going to be able to tie in what we see here with the data, and best single on Nightfalls, best single game kills, Crucible, Prison of Elders, raids, and it's I think it's better for clans if you can create that economy within, and it shows. I'm hoping that they're going to translate this into the UI of the game and make us let us connect with each other easier, because right now it's just not very friendly.
It's non-existent.
Clans. Yeah,
it's non-existent right now.
I haven't actually gone to the clan page before. I'm on it right now. I'm looking at it. I gotta say, it's
not good.
It's pretty sparse. It's pretty sparse,
and it doesn't work like you kind of expect like a modern day web page to work.
Oh yeah, no.
Feels oldish.
It's got problems.
Their forums feel kind of oldish too.
The My Clan piece. Are you saying that?
Yeah. Like I go to community, my clan. I got group forum, group wall. Just anything. Oh, misclick.
I like what they've done with certain parts of the website. Like I think the gear manager tab is really a huge improvement, and I use it constantly now. But there are definitely some parts of that website that could use a lot of help.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I think they're working on it, but honestly I like that they're putting in some changes to more information for clans and that you've got this. But once again, I don't know if it's possible, but I'd like to see some of these updates making it into the game and not on the website, right?
Yeah.
Briar, are you there? Because you're frozen on my screen.
I am here. I can't really see Skype. All I see is your screen sharing. So, the only way I can know if I'm frozen is by looking at the Twitch stream.
You might need to turn the stream share off because it's causing.
It takes our whole Skype interface out. Yeah. I can't really do anything about it anyway. I can't restart the call or anything. So it's just gonna have to be.
Is that better, Briar?
Yeah. Any clans? Not really for me, but any other clan stuff we want to talk about?
No, that's it. I was just excited to see some updates for clan information, and I was really hoping that would, and maybe if you're not part of a clan, what that might mean to you is that your user interface, the roster piece of your user interface, gave you some customized sorting options that maybe clan affiliation was one of them, but maybe there is you could alphabetize it or most frequently played with, and it organizes your roster based off of the number of times that you've played with that person.
That would be convenient. That'd be so convenient.
Yeah, clans are a big deal. Once you get into playing Destiny, on the regular, once you kind of get past, okay, I've done the story mode, I've done my first Nightfall, maybe you've LFG through to your first raid, but once you actually start wanting to make those Destiny friends, clans are really cool because you also got the same clan tag that gives you a sense of community. It'd be nice if the clan system worked a little more cohesively, especially in game. This, at least they're looking at it. This gives us an indication that at least they're taking a look.
Yeah, and that's what I was excited about, because at least, this is a step in the right direction for giving not just clans, but for clans specifically this update. But I'm hoping that it translates into the rest of the community and as giving us more options in game.
Yeah. It's nice to be able to compete with your friends too. It's nice to have a little scoreboard.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I like it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
That's kind of it for the weekly update, right?
Yeah. There's
I think so.
nothing else really in there.
Do you guys want to talk about that Xbox One sharing thing, where you could actually?
Yeah.
Xbox One would like to connect to other consoles, specifically probably PS4 and the upcoming NX for multiplayer games.
Yeah, they opened it up. So they took their platform and they invited other platforms to say, hey, you guys should implement this and use it, and it's up to the developers and the platforms to open it up. So right now, for sure, PC and Xbox Live, if they open up the platform, can use it right now. And I believe Rocket League on the Xbox One is the first game to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's active and working. I was talking on stream about this, about how are they going to make that work with people who have the same username? Because I have Teft on PSN and Xbox Live and Steam and Ubisoft and all that.
Just put a modifier next to it. If you're playing on Xbox Live and somebody's playing on PSN, but you're playing the same game, you could just put a modifier next to the name that's brackets PSN. So
Teft, bracket PSN,
yeah, just to indicate what network they're on. I honestly don't think this is going to happen.
I don't see Destiny? Not for Destiny.
I don't see any reason for Sony to do it. For Sony to open up their network, I don't see any reason for them to do it.
There's all the reasons for Xbox to do it right now.
Of course, because they're in second place. But there's no reason for Sony to do it. There's public demand, there's public pressure, and unless there's a ton of it for a sustained period of time, I don't see Sony doing it. Sony, when Sony responded to it, they said, we welcome, playing with other people. We've had games on our systems that have played with PC. They mentioned Final Fantasy 11.
Paragon does it.
Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, but they're I don't really see them doing it, and it's a shame because everybody on every platform would like to see them do it. But what monetary reason is there for PlayStation to open up their network to Xbox?
I mean, it like, let's say somebody wants to get a PS4, but all their friends are on Xbox,
Mm-hmm.
and it opened it up. It would allow them to actually go, yeah, I'm going to get a PS4 anyways because I want to be on that platform, and so they can still play with their friends on Xbox.
For every one of those, though, there's probably 2 guys who are going to buy an Xbox, even though all their friends are on PS4, because there's so many more PS4s sold right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, there's like the game balance changes of, remember when Hawkmoon was a godly tiered weapon?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if it was year 1 and like Xbox players couldn't have access to that.
Well, they'd have to build this into the game.
Yeah, they'd have to build it into the game.
So there's no way it'd become retroactive for Destiny, right? The best you could hope for is it being included with Destiny 2.
Yeah,
and that's probably aggressive.
Well, like that honestly could be a selling point of an Xbox player sees a PlayStation player with this awesome exclusive thing, and they're like, "Oh my God, what is that? How do I get that? Oh, it's a PlayStation exclusive thing. God, I want to play the game with that," and they would sell it. I don't know. I highly doubt that would happen, but it's a big world.
I can see why Microsoft did this, and it makes a ton of sense for them PR wise, because they get to, like, in this whole thing is constantly getting advertised that Xbox and PC players will get to play together, right?
Yeah.
While the discussion of Xbox One and PS4 is up there, everybody kind of adds in Xbox, PC, and PS4, right? So they're getting like basically free advertisement. It was like a brilliant move. I don't even know if Microsoft really expected this to happen when they announced it. They're saying, we could throw this out there, be the good guys in this conversation. Sony's going to have no place to go but be the bad guy. It's kind of like a brilliant move, no matter how you think about it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Also, what if let's say they bring the NX or Destiny to the NX, and then very pie in the sky, they bring it to the PC as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think at that point it would be beneficial for Bungie to investigate options to allow cross-network play?
Then Bungie has to figure out a way of balancing PC and console players.
That's true. Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, mouse and keyboard would destroy it, so that would be a problem right there. But the NX population, if it does come to NX, is going to be considerably smaller. Obviously,
unless the NX is like a runaway hit, you never know.
Yeah, but when was the last time Nintendo had a runaway hit that challenged Xbox and PlayStation?
Been a while.
Did they ever? Yeah.
Well, but they said the same thing about
sale-wise.
They said the same thing about PlayStation, that it would never catch up to Xbox. It was just one console away from overturning them.
I just feel like Nintendo is so far deep in a Nintendo spectrum. Like, they got their thing going on and it's working for them.
Sure.
And they don't really compete with these.
Keep in mind that the NX thing was just a rumor.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, we know the NX is coming, and it's probably coming this year, and we suspect that it's going to be more powerful than the current consoles, which I think anybody would be happy about, to have a more powerful console. Any console gamer. Everybody loves Nintendo games. I don't care who you are.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's just a thing. So I mean, I could see if Nintendo can make a platform that is easy to develop for, I could see a lot of third-party games coming back to Nintendo consoles. Mm-hmm. It's not likely, but if they do it right, it's not unlikely either.
Yeah,
it's not impossible.
The cross-platform play doesn't seem likely for a future Destiny, but it would be really nice.
Yeah, it'd be super cool.
Yeah,
but yeah, I agree with you. It doesn't seem likely.
Yeah.
So I know last week we didn't really get to talk about this that much, but the matchmaking thing that they updated, has anyone else played enough that they can talk about it again? I don't want to seem like we're revisiting it for reasons, but I finally got to play enough and I want to talk about it just briefly.
I'm interested in hearing your opinion.
My opinion is whatever the hell they did, they need to turn that shit off, because I have had exactly 0 games where everyone is perfectly fine. Every single game has been half of both my teammates and opponents in having a red bar. Everyone's teleporting around, shots are registering behind walls, I'm dying all over the place. The matchmaking for me was abysmally horrible in every single game mode, both solo queuing and team queuing. It was basically the worst parts of Iron Banner are now everywhere for me.
Ugh.
Yeah,
It's awful.
I don't know what they did. I saw on Twitter a lot of people were praising it, saying this is perfect, this is great. And that hadn't been my experience. It's been the absolute shit end of the Destiny connection stick for the past week. Mm-hmm. Everything. Yes. Hey, Pope, you're muted.
I can hear him.
Yeah, you guys
No,
can
he's
hear me
muted on
because I'm in
stream.
Skype. Stupid. That was my fault. Thank you guys. I was trying to keep I have a neighbor that was running up and down the stairs, and they're just sitting there. I think he was doing wind sprints, so I had to mute it. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you very much. All right, so let me reiterate that I found that the matchmaking was better in all the way across the board, but when it came to matches like in trials in the 789, I kept getting matched up with people in other countries, and it just was so bad. But one of the things that I'm seeing that was really frustrating to me was that it would show a green bar connection, but the person, and I took screenshots of it, I took video snapshots of it, but they would be bouncing. Like I would die and I would sit there in my death screen and I would watch them. You know how you can see them highlighted, and they're like ping, 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 and it looked like a Titan was blinking, and I'm just, all right,
That's a green bar.
and it's a green bar. So there's something else happening there that I don't know enough about like networking to really identify it, but
Well, Pope, you and we had a very consistent experience the other week when we were playing Trials, when we were doing the carries on stream, and matches 7, 8, 9, every single card were against people not in the U.S.
Oh, that's right. That's true.
Yeah, it was matches 7, 8, 9 were against people just not in the U.S. and to the point where these matches are against people of our skill, but we're not dying because of getting outplayed. We're dying because the opponents are literally unhittable for us, or you pull the trigger and they teleport to the right or left,
right.
Or just absolute extreme lag because someone's across an ocean from you. And that was, and then the brilliant part about it was they were all green bar, or most of the time they were green bar, which is like, what the hell? No. Someone in Spain, you can have the best connection, but there is an ocean in between us playing right now, and that doesn't make for a good experience. It makes zero sense.
And so I found that experience was very real and like tangible, that I had that happening over and over and over again. Where as soon as it kicked into everybody who plays Trials knows that when they hit that 7, 8, 9, it switches heavier onto skill versus connection. And so that's how you get those tougher games. So every time that I experienced that, it was just so frustrating. And sometimes I was on the good end of that, where like I was matching up with somebody in another country, but it wasn't lagging for me, and then I'd get hate messages from them, right?
Yeah.
So that was frustrating. But then in the regular PvP, I played a lot of like 6v6 and 3v3 skirmish, and I felt that those games were better for me.
They seem to have hit like a perfect area of matchmaking about 3 weeks ago, and then kind of regressed. Sad to see.
Yeah,
feels bad, man.
I recall
like
it feeling
was,
a lot better than what it's currently on. That's for sure.
Okay. I haven't been playing it because I have been playing the other game that we won't talk about. But I also wonder how much of the population has been affected by the other game because people want to like get the new, try it out, level up, and then come back to Destiny and start playing Crucible again. So I wonder if the reason why you're going up against a lot of people that are overseas for those 7, 8, 9 games is because the population is lower.
Maybe
that's could possibly be. I mean, that's a very real possibility. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, at a certain point, we're looking at not being able to, get the same population numbers to match up against, and
yeah,
this is another reason that I think Bungie needs to really start releasing content much more frequently.
They do. They got to keep the population entertained. They also, I feel like Trials really needs to go back to year 1 for matchmaking because it was connection based. It was great. There wasn't a lot of times where you felt like you went up.
The only time I saw lag was someone doing like deliberate network manipulation.
Yeah,
deliberately
exactly.
Trying to make themselves lag.
Exactly.
Because I never got matched from someone in the middle of Croatia.
Exactly. Like I feel like nowadays, and I haven't played Trials in like 3 weeks because I wanted to take a break. I needed to just step away from it. There's been too many times RNG shots, getting hate mail or some sort of mail saying garbage this, garbage that. It's like need a break from it, and then I want to come back to it with the excitement and not feel like I'm like what you guys are talking about. With those games that matter, you either can't shoot them or you're a god because they can't shoot you. It should not be happening in a competitive game mode.
And people, when you're streaming, people that you're playing against, typically that are better players, they may recognize you, and the messages afterwards are like, "Hey, GG, sorry about the lag," and it's like you can't really get mad at the other person. It's not not their fault.
No.
They live in Spain, right? And
no, I mean, every single one of those experiences was actually really good. If they recognize us, they're like, "Hey, sorry about the lag," and it's like, "Yeah, I mean, there's nothing we can do about it."
And it ruins when you're trying to help community members out, and you're like, we had 3 games on one card, Tefty. We had 3 games on one card that were back to back, and we looked them up, and every single person in those 3 matches, because we lost one, right, and then it was the second one, it was their boon, and then the second one it was their loss out, and then we did another one with them, and it was a loss. All 3 of them were in matching up with like Ecuador, Spain, like it was just, and the latency
How is that okay?
and
it's not okay.
It was very frustrating. I don't remember
if your third person was he
was 100% in the US.
Yeah, all 3 of us were in the US.
How is it possible to go 1,000 miles or 3,000 miles away to find players? Like, it should never go that far. It should never go across the ocean. If you 3 are in the United States, it should never have to reach across the ocean to find a player to match. It should just say go connection, forget skill for that match, because it is not a fun experience. It does not make me want to go, "Oh, that was harsh, but at the same time I had fun." No, it was harsh and I don't want to do that again. Like they need to fix that. I agree.
Mm-hmm. At some point you have to just go, okay, if skill-based matchmaking, or if finding a skilled matchup is causing this disfavorable thing, stop. Just stop.
Hey, Briar,
people, again, this could just be a side effect of having a low player base right now. You look at how many people are watching on Twitch right now. It's way down because the Division came out.
That's right.
Player base is definitely down. There's no 2 ways about it.
Like, there's gotta be 100 teams in the U.S. though when you guys are matching up.
Yeah, there's gotta be.
There's gotta be. When I'm doing carries on a Saturday at prime time, and matches 7, 8, and 9 are always against people outside the U.S., something's funky. Something's funky. You gotta fix it.
They need to fix that. They immediately need to fix that crap, because as somebody who, like, Trials of Osiris was my jam. It was my favorite thing to do. And that exact scenario has burnt me out on it. Where I'm just like, I've been burnt by the fire too many times. It does not feel fun to have that happen. I'm gonna try it again this weekend to see if I took enough time off from it.
Do you wanna play a little bit this weekend, Tefty?
It's possible. Yeah. I mean, I need to, if my internet is okay tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, in year one, I would have said this is my favorite thing in video games. In year two, I'm kind of with you, Tefty. I could take it or leave it on a weekly basis.
Yeah, it's just those games just like are such a bummer. And like I don't mean to try to take the game like super serious, because I don't want to be like, oh, I'm hardcore this. No, I'm an average gamer.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to lose, because it's like I make this analogy about chess. It's like you have a chess game, and it makes sense. When somebody kills your queen with a pawn across the map or across the board, you immediately go, screw that chess game. I'm never playing that board again.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Well, not to change the subject, but Briar, people in chat want me to challenge you to a staring contest. So are you are you ready?
On.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
And Briar has left the building. He's gonna go make a sandwich right now while Pope suffers.
Oh God, I can't take it any longer. How do you do this? So for anybody who's in chat, Briar's, his video screen froze, but
Hashtag undefeated.
He's if anybody wants to challenge Briar right now to a staring contest, he's taking any takers. No,
I'll take you all on at the same time.
He's hosting the call, so if he resets the call, then we have to start over. So it's just you can hear his voice. So
yeah,
it is a podcast. You know, it's audio.
I mean, you are
Twitter questions.
Yeah.
Are there any Twitter questions this week about like what other games are you playing? Because I did want to briefly talk about
but they're mixed in.
They're mixed in? Okay. Yeah. Well, before we go to the Twitter questions, there's one thing I do need to do. Since we are this is going to be a thing now on, guys. Since we are sponsored by Blue, I'm going to read an ad. And what I need everyone to do is panic, because no one likes change.
Mm-hmm.
But
oh my
so
God.
how do there's got to be a panic emote here. I think the Destiny foil is the appropriate for this.
Panic, yeah.
Yeah, the appropriate panic emote is the
Cosmo. Spam Cosmo.
Or spam Cosmo, yeah. Spam your favorite like panic emote. Yeah.
So no doubt
something you like, Patrick.
All right. So no doubt you've noticed these wild mics and headphones we're using. They're just some of the iconic gear Blue creates. Blue's award-winning products are the driving force behind professional musicians, internet creators, and countless elite gaming teams and Twitch streamers. Their Yeti USB mic is the internet's most popular microphone, and their MoFi and Lola headphones deliver a totally insane sound and personalized fit. You know, a few weeks ago when Tefty was like, "Oh my God, these fit so snug." Yeah, that's because we are using them, and they fit very snug for a very personalized fit. Blue offers everything. Yeah, would recommend. Blue offers everything you need to completely immerse yourself in the ultimate gameplay experience. Learn more about Blue at bluemic.com. A link is probably in the description. So
Blue Yeti, they're literally like the standard YouTuber microphone, right? Like if you ask a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer, I'm looking to get into this, which mic should I buy?
Blue
9
Yeti.
out of 10 of them are going to say
Blue Yeti.
Yeah.
Like it's just the standard.
And then the other one is get the Blue Snowball.
Yeah, Blue Snowball is the other one, right?
Snowball.
You know,
one of the reasons is it's got a built-in audio interface in it, so it's like it's good to go. It's got a headphone jack, it's got a USB interface to plug in, and then it's good to go. So it's like an all-inclusive package. That is one of the reasons why it's so popular.
And
you can use it for multiple different things. You can use it in stereo mode, in mono mode. It's got its own gain knob on it. It's got controls for the headphones, and it looks classy as hell. I mean, it's just a good-looking microphone.
Yeah.
It looks like old school, like something would be on David Letterman's
1920s style mic or something. So,
yeah, I really like the versatility of it too. It's got a XLR input if you're using
the Pro, the Yeti Pro,
and then it also has a USB input, which is awesome. It makes it so you can just plug it straight up. It's actually the mic that I use for my audio. I have a second one that I use for my audio in game, and this plugs directly into my PlayStation. And
I got mine right there.
Yeah,
it's in my PlayStation.
So what happens if you're streaming, or if you're thinking about streaming, you use one for the computer that will give you your audio for the in game, and you use this one for that goes into the PlayStation, and that one, a snowball mic will work as well, but that one will be used for your in-game chat, and with a few settings you can make it so that the PlayStation can, your stream can hear PlayStation party chat. And so I think one thing to note is that we wouldn't pick a sponsor that we didn't all support. And so if you guys are thinking about streaming, or you want to use get a really quality mic, this is one of them.
It's a no-brainer.
There you go.
Yeah.
And from here on, that we felt like going a little bit longer on an ad for the first time, because we actually do really like the products. So, but from here on, we'll just read the ad, because I know we don't want to turn every single podcast.
We're just excited as bringing them on as partners. That's all.
20 minute long.
Well, wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Well, wait, there's more. If you order now, Casey will ship you a roll of tinfoil to make your own tinfoil hat.
What?
We are going to do a giveaway at the end of the show, though, right?
Holy,
we are doing a giveaway?
Yeah.
Yes, we are doing a giveaway.
Yeah.
And that's for a Blue Yeti or a Blue Yeti Pro?
A Blue Yeti.
Yeah.
Nice. That's pretty awesome. So if you're looking to get a start
that's
on
good.
Yeah. What are those retail?
Excellent.
around 120, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not a. This
Depends
is a
on
pretty,
where you buy them.
This is a pretty good. It's a pretty good giveaway. So I'm pretty stoked about it.
So,
Twitter?
Briar, how about those Twitter questions?
Zero Hero at Zero Hero 151. Think we'll see an adjustment to Infusion system in the spring fall update. What do you guys think? Do you like the Infusion system? Does it need to be tweaked?
I like the Infusion system. It's like a quasi, the only thing that I would.
The amount of gear needs to be tweaked, but the Infusion system itself is.
The only thing that I would like to see a tweak to. I do have something that I would like to see. I would like to have the Infusion system start earlier on, so that you could migrate your. So you can migrate. Like maybe not whites and greens, but if you have a blue, you can migrate a blue to purple. Right.
So if you really like that blue weapon
Right.
that you found, you can move that up to like legendary status.
Right.
Or at least infuse it up to 300 light.
Right. I would like it to be able to be. I would like them to add the lower pieces of armor and just give us more flexibility with it. And when you upgrade it from blue to purple, it RNGs gives you that additional perk. Right.
Hashtag 320 Kostov.
Mm-hmm.
What I'd really like to see is
320 Kostov.
In that infusion menu, when you like start to infuse it or whatever, you'll see what it will go up to. Also, I think I like their, say, if you have a 310 item and you use it with 320, it should go up a little bit higher, or at least, I'd like to see what level it would go up to, and then I would also like to see, you get a little bit more benefit from the infusion, like you gain a little bit more levels than what you currently do. Those are the only two things I'd really change about the infusion system.
Overall, though, I do like the system. I think it was a good addition to the game.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I think the major downfall that we had with it is that the variety of loot that we're getting towards the end, it just isn't an infusion system game that we're experiencing right now. Like if we were getting, if the loot was dropping like we'd like to see in both the Crucible and Strikes and all that, then I feel like the infusion system would be even more glorified right now.
Yeah, I agree. Browncoat BC at Browncoat BC. What are you chasing, if anything, just to pass the time in Destiny? He gives the examples of ships. He's looking for ships. Patrick, I know what you're chasing.
A girlfriend. No, Amanda Holiday.
Pass the time.
She won't return my calls, man.
Fast too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's got rapey. Whoops.
Wow. So, what else are you guys chasing in Destiny? Pope is chasing 1,000-yard stairs just so he can rub it in my face.
No, I'm chasing something else altogether. They just fall like manna from heaven to me. I would really like to honestly, I'm trying to get like the perfect drops on my gear right now to min max my characters. So I do have like good armor, but I'm really trying to chase that perfect setup. I want to have intellect discipline on my Titan, and I want him the highest rolls, and so that's what I'm doing. It's kind of a nerdy thing, but I'm trying to min max.
Nice. I'm trying to complete my perfect set of horn kits. That's my
the Nightfalls have been plentiful with their bounties of those kits, haven't they?
Exactly. I'm trying to just have the complete collection on both systems, actually. Xbox One and PS4.
I have the complete collection of them on PlayStation.
Oh.
Yeah, because I think I bought a ton of them, of the actual horn kits with silver, trying to get the Sparrow when Sparrow recently was around, and then I was an idiot, and then I spent about, it was like $15 just on horn kits, and then the second one I opened had the Sparrow in it.
Oh, you bought them? You bought like multiples before you opened them?
Yeah, I bought multiples before opening them, and then I was like,
man,
and you can't return them, so I was like, shit. So I got every single horn that you could possibly have. And fun fact, if you dismantle one of those horns, it doesn't go into the horn kiosk. Nothing goes into there. Why is that a thing? The only horn that's in the horn kiosk is like the whatever normal horn.
Oh, that's so lame.
That's lame.
Yeah, because I have to free up one space. So I freed up one space in there in case I like get a horn and I need to get it out of my mailbox, because you can't delete stuff from your mailbox. Yeah. So
I still have to get Grimoire for Taken King. I haven't gone through and found any of the ghosts. I haven't done any of the Grimoire stuff for Taken King, and suddenly I'm like, oh shit, there's a time limit on this now. So I got to go and get that stuff.
God damn.
And shaders. I'm always looking for shaders. Matt G at AdGuy2002. Since exotics are more common than they used to be, do you think Bungie should add a higher ultra weapon armor type?
No. It's fine.
I think they should just make exotics less common than they are.
Yep.
Skinny B at Skinny Buckets. Favorite legendary primary and why?
Doctrine of Passing. And why? Because it's a freaking animal.
It tears shit up.
Grass Malik. Like a really.
Your roll is delicious.
Because my roll is amazing.
Darkblade's Spite, because fusion rifles are just god tier right now and like destroy everything. Shout out to Vodka for that one.
I don't really have a favorite right now. Like I think I had a favorite in like every version of Destiny before now, but right now I find it kind of dry. Tyler at Vampire King 123. Do you think that if the update was just a reskinned Prison of Elders, would just be a kick in the nuts?
Yes, I think we already said that in the podcast. We already said that.
Not in that words though, but I would say more.
It was close though.
I would say more than just a kick in the nuts. It's like a kick in the nuts, right? We fall to the ground, and maybe there's a couple more, right, to the stomach, and then a spit.
Okay. And then they walk away with your girlfriend,
right,
and your Camaro.
And they take your keys to your Camaro, get in your car, and then
take your Camaro.
Yeah, and as they're driving away, they run over your glasses so you can't see. I mean,
man. Insult to injury. The glasses that hurt.
I was gonna go for the simple.
This is a robbery.
I was just gonna go for the simple. I won't be mad. I'll just be disappointed, Bungie, and then.
No, but you'll be mad. Admit it.
I'll be furious.
Andrew at Rue1435. What is Patrick's dream roll snipe?
1,000-yard with either short gaze or long view. Last resort, quick draw, and then either hidden hand or unflinching. That is my dream roll.
Zero talent at Couples Spa C. Anyone care for wacky weapons, make you laugh when used, or do you keep it serious?
Yeah,
I love wacky weapons. If you ask me one of my favorite exotics all time, I'll tell you every time it strikes promise. That gun was fun to use, even though it was dumb.
I love wacky weapons. I just can't use them in PvP because matchmaking pairs me against, people that are, kind of on my level. And, I like winning more than I like playing with wacky weapons. So
I like playing with wacky weapons anyway. It doesn't bother me to lose. Sometimes I just go in there to have fun.
Yeah, there's a thing that we would do before this crazy matchmaking thing that happened. Would be the gunsmith challenge, and everybody would go buy.
I remember that.
You go buy everything from the gunsmith and you equip it what you can, and you can only equip what drops in the matches for you.
Yep.
So if you got lucky and you got a blue,
that's right.
Suddenly it was an upgrade, and this was doable and it was a lot of fun because the matchmaking allowed it. Nowadays, if you do that and you go in with a team that is good, it's going to be awful. It's going to be bad.
It's going to get pooped on.
Pope, do you remember when we did that with we were doing a charity stream and Data was there?
Yeah.
And that was the challenge, was we had to go do that, and all of a sudden, the sniper that he was selling was actually like a god roll, but it didn't seem like it. It had like short gaze and quick draw or something on it, and it was just we were murdering people with that green.
It was sometimes doing stuff like that gets you to experience I don't even know. I think I was screwing around when I ranked up the Doctrine of Passing. I was like, all right, I was about to delete it, and I'm like, the very first one I got turns out to be the God roll, right? And so I was about to delete it, and I'm like,
of course it was.
I'm just gonna screw. I'm gonna screw around with this thing, and I took it into PvP, and I was like, it was crazy. It was crazy how good it was.
Crazy.
Just crazy.
Damn.
I still to this day haven't gotten the counterbalance roll on that gun. I have the rodeo.
Are you serious?
Roll, which it's pretty good, but it's not the counterbalance roll.
Oh, I'm sorry, Briar. I've gotten it both Xbox One and PS4 multiple times.
Johan Jakobsen at Johan Jakobsen. No one on my friends list has even touched Destiny this week. How bad of a state is Destiny in? At Bungie has to be scared.
I mean,
Destiny
just came out, so we went through this in November with a bunch of games, and we'll go through this in the future as well. There are a lot of people who are going to play the Division, come back to Destiny. There's a lot of people who are going to play the Division, stay with the Division. There's a lot of people who have never played Destiny and still have yet to find out the joys that are Destiny. And we're about to get a big content release, and I think that'll bring a lot of player base back, and hopefully they can keep up the frequency of releases for this game to keep players around longer, because 6 months is too long. Everybody's going to say that.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, there's a dedicated fan base that's very strong and very hardcore, and I think as soon as this content drop happens, you're going to see the numbers skyrocket again. How long is going to really depend on what type of content they're actually bringing. Like, if they just reskin Prison Elders, it's going to be short-lived. They got to do something beyond, Again, the 6 months is too much.
The drought will be shorter this time around because we'll probably start seeing the next thing at E3, which isn't that far away. And even though it's going to be a long time till we actually start playing it, it'll generate excitement.
Yeah.
Rory Campion at Roar349. Spring update. Enough to last until the next content drop or another drought? I guess we just talked about that, but hopefully. I mean, we haven't seen it yet, so we don't know.
Yeah, God, I really hope so. I mean, but I think the problem is that we also have a tendency of, at least we do, we have a tendency of chewing through content, whether it's, extremely quickly. So I guess to qualify that question, maybe for the average player?
Maybe. Chris Villa at Boss NM8 Villa. Do you guys think Destiny 2 got delayed due to cross-platform gaming? No. It has nothing to do with it.
Definitely not.
No.
They were working on Destiny 2 when Destiny 1 was dropped.
Yeah, it takes a long time to develop a game.
If that happened, if Sony and Microsoft were to work that out, this month, I think it'd still be a stretch to see it in Destiny 2.
Yeah. I think they were just increasing the dankness of Destiny 2 based on all this awesome feedback that we give them.
They hit the dank button.
Yep.
Yeah.
They have the Destiny 2 team watching the podcast, and they're like, "Oh, all right, let's get on that."
Yeah,
increase
the dank.
They just said something, and we got to get it in there.
Yeah. Dankification must progress.
The dank dial's already turned up to 10. We'll make it up.
We
to
need
11.
more dank dials.
Kobe Ibakaku. Oh man, I butchered that one. I'm sorry, Kobe. At Kobe Ibakaku. Should Bungie predict the content drought before it happens so more events like SRL could happen? That's a strong question. Should Bungie predict the content drought before it happens? Yeah, they should.
They need to provide regular content.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's just plain and simple. It's got to be more. They can't just be repackaged events that we're all used to. It's got to be monthly or every 2 months, interesting things that keep us coming back.
It hurts the Destiny player base that Destiny 2 got delayed.
Yeah.
And it's hard to predict that kind of stuff. But they need to figure out a way to improve their workflow so that doesn't happen again in the future.
Yeah, and I know this is maybe extremely unpopular, but it may be an extremely unpopular position, but I think for the amount of content the community needs, we simply should go to a subscription model. And I know that that's like, oh no, but for the amount of content that they need to provide the community at a rate, I mean, there's other games that have shown that it's successful, right? I mean, what other games have like who else has shown a subscription-based model for content drops?
Yeah, I can't think of a game right now. Holtz, do you have any?
I see where this is
How about
going.
one on
I see
console?
where this is going.
How about one on console?
Is there one on console that has though?
Console.
Like content, no matter the game, takes a long
Final
content
Fantasy
that
11,
you
did
don't
that have
immediately
monthly
devour.
fees?
Yeah, wasn't a Final
yeah.
Fantasy game had it monthly?
I think Final Fantasy had it. I think Elder Scrolls also had it.
Elder Scrolls.
really?
Online?
I thought Elder
think
Scrolls
he
was
has
just
to have
like I thought they just had like a premium mode to get you more, crap or whatever. I could be wrong.
I think Bungie would have a real hard time selling that now.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, the timing's all off on it, and maybe it's not Destiny that does it, but to be honest with you, like, if we want a living PC has shown that this is the way to go. If you want a living community that, like Destiny, that is regular content release, so that the game grows and defines itself, they're going to need to put more resources behind it. Simple.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point,
I think there's a lot of games that are starting. We're starting to see less and less subscription-based games come out now. Just looking at the trend, at least, we're starting to see a lot less of those.
I think that might have been because of popularity, though. Everybody was trying to become the World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to drop it.
I didn't do it the first time.
They're chasing after that egg, which is so delicious, like that golden egg of cash flow that is like raining money from World of Warcraft. But then they get into these other games that have like a lot of resources behind them, but don't have that same kind of player base, and then they end up losing money. So I could see why they end up dialing back on that. But Destiny, I think, has that type of player base. Now, I agree with Pope, it would be absolutely an unpopular opinion, and it would get people, there'd just be huge hate.
Isn't Tess Everest doing the same thing, though? Aren't they achieving the same thing with that? Why not?
Well, no, it's definitely
they're getting a steady flow of income with Tess Everest.
Maybe,
but it's the content. It's not getting a steady flow. Like if we were guaranteed,
giving them money does not equal getting a steady flow of content,
unless they agree that this is what they're going to deliver.
They can agree on anything they want. Giving them money does not equal a steady flow of content.
Well, no, okay. So what I'm saying is that a WoW subscription says that you're getting these content releases throughout the year, and then if you buy the major expansion, right, Patrick? Then you get
WoW subscription gives you the right to play the game on a monthly basis.
WoW just
their history tells you that they'll release more content on a regular basis.
Because WoW has literally gone for a year plus at times without releasing any content. Right now,
I stand corrected then. Yeah.
You're literally paying to be able to access your characters and play them. That's what you're paying for, because it, quote unquote, goes to server upkeep and whatnot, which goes to more than that. But
okay, so yeah, I would not want that. But if there was a subscription model that said, hey, every month there's something interesting, and every 2 months there's something really interesting, I would be okay with paying a monthly fee. I'm probably in a minority on that.
You're in a minority on that.
Yeah.
I don't really see the two as connected. That's my problem. It's like I'd be okay. I'm an adult male that has disposable income. Fine. I'll give you $10 or $15 a month. That's not going to be an easy decision for a 13, 16-year-old kid, right? It's like that's a really hard decision.
Right.
But I don't see that me giving them money on a monthly basis is connected to them producing content, on a quarterly basis.
I think it is connected, Briar, because there's a cost for everything, right? And so if they need to have people to do the work, enough people working, in the company to do the work, they need the income to be able to hire them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the correlation.
But they're making money now. They made a ton of money on the Taken King. They're making a lot of money on the Eververse trading company. But we're not seeing like this constant flow of new content.
Well, I think what you're seeing is a battleship or a cruise ship changing directions in the harbor.
I agree with you, but I'm saying is that giving them money is not going to get me content.
Well, you're saying that because you're not seeing that right now. No,
I'm saying that I do not see these things as connected. I understand that giving them money may help them make money, but giving them money on a monthly basis is not going to guarantee that I get content on a quarterly basis or on every 6-month basis even. That's going to depend on their development schedule and how fast they can produce content. Yes, me giving them money may help them buy more developers, but that's not going to change the process of them creating content. It's not going to change the workflow. It's not going to change the creation tools. That's all the stuff that they got to do. If they want to entice me to join a subscription service, they need to prove to me that they can do that.
I think
do that.
I think what they do is they set out a roadmap of a subscription model where it says we will produce. See, what they did is they did do that at the beginning and said we're going to produce X amount of strikes, X amount of DLCs and stuff, and they couldn't maintain that workflow because they didn't have.
But I don't think it has anything to do with money. I think the tools weren't good enough. I mean, that's what the impression I got.
I understand the argument you're making from the Kotaku article and the that they don't have tools that were supporting their workflow and that it was slow and that there was all these hangups in their production pipeline. I mean, I rather stand on a position where it's not rumor and innuendo, but I think that if they had the right resources to produce content like that, and I would be willing to pay for it. However, they managed to do that. If they weren't able to do it, then that's bad on them, and I wouldn't pay my subscription.
I also think that the monthly subscription fee is actually a dying model, and that the newer model that's much more successful in present day is the microtransaction model. You're seeing a ton of games using that model and getting great success. For Christ's sake, you're seeing mobile games advertising on the Super Bowl, like using that model. I think it's just a more successful model. It allows more people to play the game, and it allows people with more money to fund the game.
That's true. I mean,
I don't disagree with you.
Insane amount of money.
I don't disagree with you that that the model for microtransactions is successful, but I don't think it's at the benefit of me personally as me the gamer, because so I have a disposable income, and I know this is going to be a me answer. I have a disposable income. I have a job. I'm willing to pay for a subscription model, right? And I'm funding my access to the content. Now, the model that you're talking about, where it's the game's free and the Tess Everest type system where your microtransactions are funding, there's a lot of freeloaders doing, I mean,
yeah, but that's okay because you get a lot of people, like Patrick, who are going to buy, $40 worth of SRL goodies, or I think I spent $40 on SRL goodies.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't think. I mean, selfishly, I understand what the model does, and it brings more people into the game and all that stuff like that. But for me, the player that
League of Legends does this. Dota
I understand.
Does this.
I understand the model. I just think that it relies heavily on a select group of people that are willing to fund a game.
Yeah, and they're going to be the most hardcore about that game too. They're the people who are going to, have the most cause to complain too when things go wrong.
I know that the model works. I've seen it work.
Hey, Pope, could you do a straw poll?
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Know if you have one up, do a straw poll.
I do.
Would you be in favor?
I was just
of
engaged in the
model?
conversation, so I didn't want
Me too.
to step away.
All right, we should probably move on, but I was
move on because we're hearing the same shit over and over again from all of you.
We're not hearing the same.
Okay,
Don't
thanks,
don't discredit that. That was actually
it's a good conversation.
Thank you. All right.
Oh, my audio cut out there for a second. I couldn't hear
Pack
you guys.
Devil at Pack Devil. What would you want Patrol to be like if you designed it, or is it fine as is?
Ooh, this is gonna be bad, but if you take a look at the Dark Zone, pretty awesome. If Patrol was like the Dark Zone, oh my God, roll up against the
Patrol were like the Dark Zone. If sections of the Patrol were like a Dark Zone.
Oh yeah. No, it couldn't be 100% that way.
No. I would want to see NPCs in there. I'd want to see faction wars for the Dark Zone. Like, if you had a Dark Zone equivalent, I'd like to see faction wars in there. I think that'd be so fun. And if your faction won for the week, you get rewards. Everybody in your faction gets, like, some kind of reward. I'd like to see roaming bosses. I'd like to see just more stuff. I'd like to see animals. I'd like to see much bigger patrols, like 3 to 4 times the size we have them now.
Yeah. Just more awesome stuff for what it already has.
Yes, add more awesome, please. A little bit of dank too.
I think I'm cutting out right now. I can't hear you guys.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can hear you, Briar.
Okay. I am sorry for reading this one out loud. Shake Your Fantasy at that awesome guy.
Oh my God.
Would you like to see a raid where you face the darkness itself and its minions? Those minions being every raid boss in existence. I think you just called out what the year 10 raid is going to be.
Yeah, year 10 right there. I don't want Destiny to peak on year 3 with that raid. It's got to be year 10.
Nobody likes anybody who peaks early. That's a faux pas. Hashtag self-control.
What was the question, Briar?
Nothing?
No, I'm sorry. I was focusing on getting the poll up.
Would you like to see a raid where you face the darkness itself and its minions, those minions being every raid boss in existence?
Not creative enough for me.
I'd like to see a specific game mode where it's an endless boss wave, where like you're in a room and like you have to face Atheon, and then you kill him, and then a new boss comes up, and then a new boss, and he just keeps going and going. So basically, like Court of Oryx, but with in-game bosses. Yeah,
that would in year 7 or 8, like when we have a bunch of them all saved up, that'd be amazing.
If if we had that horde mode or like a dungeon mode, like a roguelike dungeon mode happen, and every like 5th round or 10th round summoned a raid boss. Yeah, that would be sick.
What if you got 2 Atheons coming at you at the same time?
Like a solar and a void Atheon.
And if they kill you, they high five.
They do they hotline bling. They hotline bling.
All right.
You guys are Justin Hedrick at Hedrick Justin. If you had your choice of a 4th character, what would it be and what type of subclass? We already answered this one. I'm going to move on. Mitch Gilbert at Mitch Gilbutt. If you could pick one content creator to be a voice actor in Destiny, who would you pick? No, Patrick, you can't say yourself.
Myself.
Have we got anybody? Vife comes to mind for me. I'm not sure who we would voice, but he could be just about anybody.
You know what? I would think it would be funny as hell to have Mr. Fruit as the voice of my ghost.
That would be
just a sarcastic, oh great, you just walked into a room full of like, just constantly like mocking you, and just, yeah. Why don't you just keep doing the same thing you're doing, wiping, it's just, I don't know, a Mr. Fruit type humor on a ghost would just
Crucible
be
announcer, Mr. Fruit. That'd be good.
Oh, that'd be great.
I think Dado would make a good Crucible announcer too.
I'd love to have
Rage Dado doing Crucible announcement.
I'd love to have the Gothalion do like Crucible, like you kill somebody with your super and he's like whammy, just whammy.
Oh no.
Double whammy.
Double whammy. Triple whammy.
Oh, that'd be great. I think the Mr. Fruit Ghost idea would be incredible.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd pay some premium DLC dollars for that.
Absolutely.
Mikey666 at Mikey666. Mm-hmm. In future content, what are some changes you would like to see to the Trials of Osiris?
Oh, maybe connections like they were in year one. Oh,
yeah. I think unanimous right through there.
Lighthouse having actual worthwhile rewards, because let me tell you, those 311 water stars, it's some top.
I would like
shit.
I would like the heavy round in Trials of Osiris to be changed so that only one character can pick up the heavy box and not all three.
I would like to see red shields go away. Jeffrey Grimes at Boomstick1911. Do you have any advice among you for getting your streams out to the masses? This guy's looking for a little advice. How do you get started streaming?
Well, it's hard
Get
if
naked.
you're...
Show your boobs a lot. That helps.
Just don't show the nipples, because that's against Twitch TOS.
Like, for real though, like, getting yourself out there is really hard. Don't go into someone's stream and you're like, hey guys, come watch my stream.
Well, not what they shouldn't do. Like, what should they do?
Well, I know. I'm just saying, like, that's one thing that a lot of people do trying to get out there, and it doesn't do anything. It actually actively works against you, I think. But like, it's hard to get known unless like you're tied to like some big group or something. So what I'd suggest is try to help people. Like, I don't know if you're good enough to do trials carries, but just like you and a friend maybe get together, see if you can do trials carries. Help people through the raid, help people through Nightfall. Just that's how Lucky and Buttwipe got kind of started, was doing raid carries.
I think you could actually start off by doing normal raid carries, because everybody does hard mode raid carries, and people are constantly asking for normal mode. But no streamers want to do that. They only want to do hard mode.
Right.
And then there's just other stuff, like you gotta stream consistently. If you want to build an audience, people have to know when to tune into you. So if every night every night from 7 o'clock to from 7 to 10 p.m. your time, you're gonna start streaming. People will see you, and they may notice your stream schedule. Be like, hey, I can tune into him every night. It's from 7 to 10. Cool. And start tuning in. Be active with chat. Have your chat pulled up in another window. I know if you're on PlayStation, you may not be able to view it or something, but engage with your chat. You can still view
it if you're doing PlayStation. It just makes your gameplay window smaller.
Yeah, it's a little weird. But yeah, just just engage your chat. That's one way to make people come back to you, is just talking.
Even when you're a small channel, you're gonna have people kind of constantly filtering through, and the key is to try and make them stick. And by engaging chat and by being friendly and being entertaining, that's really the goal.
Go after what makes you interested in playing the game. Not only just the content, but be yourself, right? Have fun and enjoy. For someone that goes in, and if there's kind of like comedy variety streamers, there's streamers that go after because of their ability in raids or PvP, but just find something that drives you and gets you to that makes you happy, and that you're enjoying, and it's obvious that you're enjoying yourself, and people will connect to that. They'll gravitate towards it.
Yeah, I will say also. So we talked about stream schedule being consistent.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say, well, how do you do a stream for, say like 8 hours and you only have on average 1 to 2 viewers? And it's very difficult, but you do have to learn to just talk to yourself and be entertaining for yourself, to talk about what's going on, commentating on the gameplay, because there's no way around it. If somebody steps into your stream and you're new and you're not talking and it's complete silence, they're not going to stick around. They're going to be like, well, I saw what was going on here and I'm not that interested. So you honestly have to make a habit of talking to yourself the whole time when you're streaming, and treat it like you're making a YouTube video. If you've never done that before, try it out. But you really do have to figure out a way to entertain yourself and talk to yourself for that time period right there.
That's right.
The recent Tower Talk podcast, we had Real Crafty on there. I don't think it's up on Planet Destiny yet. It should be going up pretty soon. I asked him about his beginnings and how long it took him. He didn't take a day off from streaming for, I think he said, 1.5 years. So 1.5 years, he didn't miss a single day. And I asked him, so how long did it take you to start getting any kind of viewers? And he streamed daily for 8 hours a day, and he had around 20 to 30 viewers in 3 months. So to give you an idea, from somebody who didn't have a YouTube channel to help launch him or anything like that, from ground zero, getting started, he had gun skill, and he was number 1 on DTR for a while. So there is that. But even with that, in 3 months, he was averaging 20 to 30 average viewers on that, from streaming daily, 8 hours a day, being very consistent, talking, and he also had a full-time job and all that stuff. So the sacrifice is real.
It's a grind.
It's a time sacrifice.
There is no way around it. It is a difficult proposition. It seems it seems like an ideal situation, but the ideal situation doesn't come. It doesn't come around unless you've put in some very unideal work.
Yeah, don't think about making money at this. It's going to be years if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't do it for money.
If you're doing it for fun, great, go ahead. If you're thinking you're getting into some get rich quick stream, you're not. It's not what that is.
Yeah, it's not like you lose your job and you're like, well, I'll just stream and then I'll make a living at it. It's like, no, it's a job and a half.
You lose your job, you get unemployment for 6 months, then you lose your house, and then you live it in a box and you can't stream anymore.
You gotta take care of your community though as well too. Don't take advantage of them. Don't treat them like revenue, right? I see streamers sometimes hitting them up for money all the time and guilt tripping them into donating, or it's just, don't set the precedent that you're there to squeeze money out of your viewers, that you're there to engage with them. And I think if you create that type of environment, you're setting yourself up for failure because you're attracting the wrong audience.
Yeah.
Also, shorts. Think about it.
Definitely short shorts.
Works for Dado.
Yep.
Works for Dado.
Shorts, yeah.
Those legs, those Dado leg.
Yep.
Yeah.
Angry yet not at Oh So Souls. What was your favorite game to play before Destiny?
Halo, Call of Duty.
Yeah, I played Halo Reach Customs with my friends endlessly.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing Call of Duty like crazy. I was playing Call of Duty Ghosts, and then Advanced Warfare came out, and I could not be less interested.
Wow, you and I, Briar, same. Could not stand Advanced Warfare.
Truthfully, my favorite game was not World of Warcraft, despite me playing it for 10 years. My favorite game was Counter-Strike. That's a game that has a crap ton of depth to it, but is very easy to both watch and just kind of pick up and play at the same time.
Jeff Para at Light Flame. What would you say are the most underrated weapons? I think he's probably talking about Crucible here.
I think I saw I was playing with Lucky and Buttwipe the other day, and I think Lucky was using the Ufron pistol,
Mm-hmm.
and with a roll on it that was two-tapping people.
Luck in the chamber.
Luck in the chamber.
Yeah. So underrated, the Ufron pistol.
Yep. The Ufron pistol is solid. For exotics like Monte Carlo, it's not really underrated, but I don't see it get used a lot. Monte Carlo is one of my absolute favorite weapons in the game. For legendaries, oh boy. I got nothing.
I'm gonna say any auto rifle that has a really high stability setup on it.
The
it's
Arminius
gonna be
D.
easy to use. What's that?
The Arminius D.
Yep, that one almost stands up there with the Doctrine.
Yep, it is the Doctrine's cousin for sure. If you can't get the Doctrine, and you've gotten the roll off of the vendor from the gunsmith, hold on to that until it hits brace frame counterbalance, and you pretty much have a Doctrine just with a little same damage points and everything. But the
recoil is a little more horizontal, though.
Graphically, all it does is it shows but it does the same damage and hit points and everything. But it's a little harder. You sometimes lose your enemy because it's the reticle's bouncing, but it's still doing the same amount of damage.
And right now, they're the only two guns. They're the only two auto rifles that have that 0.8 second time to kill.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're looking for. Even the Monte Carlo has a full second time to kill. So
I think
the Monte Carlo's it's 0.9 seconds. I'm sorry, 0.9 seconds, right?
Necrochasm is in that same class also.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
it's not year two.
It's not year two.
It's not year two, but like it's really fun.
Hey, I used Necrochasm on stream the other day when I was just kind of dicking around, completing some bounties.
It shreds.
God, that thing shreds.
And that explosion is so fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. You toss aggressive ballistics on there, and it's faster than Doctrine.
Aggressive ballistics is the only way to go on it. There's no reason to use anything else. But yeah, it is. That thing is nasty. Mm-hmm. If you get the first hit on someone, you're probably gonna win that fight.
It's nasty and satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like eating crawfish.
It's like going to a strip club.
Oh. Strongly disagree.
Wow.
So, how about that next question?
Jacob Dowell at JD from the IE. I still want to know what the IE is. Thoughts on the speculation of Horde mode in the Founts prison area on the Dreadnought in the spring content drop? That was a lot of words. Thoughts on the speculation of Horde mode in the Founts prison area on the Dreadnought in the spring content drop? Is there speculation about a Horde mode in the Founts area? I haven't heard this.
There's a post on Reddit about it.
Okay.
It's as an area on the Dreadnought, and I'm going to answer that in probably the most practical, like non-exciting, like stupid way that you could possibly shoot something down. But the Dreadnought patrol areas are at their limits, and what I mean by that is that like it was really hard for them to put Prison of Elders into that space and have it function as an element within a public space. And what you see in Prison of Elders...
Court of Oryx or
Court of Oryx, sorry. Thank you.
No, he's talking about the Founts, though.
Right, I know. But my point is that... Okay, maybe I'm not understanding the question.
The Founts is before, like, the entrance to the strike of Alakul. Darkblade.
Right.
He's talking about a Horde mode, the speculation of a Horde mode being in there because it's like a prison. There's like sarcophaguses and prison things going on down there.
It's still a public area,
but it's a public space, though. That's what I'm saying, is that they would have to take that out of the Dreadnought. It wouldn't be like it is.
Or it'd have to at least be instanced.
It would have to be something different.
I see, yeah.
You would have to run up to a space in this public area, and there would be like a floating menu right in front of you where it could say matchmake by hitting triangle, or
what an interesting thought.
Or you could change maybe you could change the difficulty, right?
Oh wow.
Right?
That's
in game,
crazy.
like
a challenge mode?
And yeah, as you moved, like the menu would kind of shift with you, right?
Maybe they could even lay a map at your feet.
Maybe. And then as you moved past that that wall, that invisible wall, you then entered into that PvE element, right?
Oh, it's like you actually start the mission?
Right, you start the mission as you pass through it. I mean, I know that's kind of...
Sorry.
Right.
The Horde mode.
The Horde mode, sorry.
nailed
The Horde mode, I'm
Division
sorry.
nailed UI. It is really nice.
Yeah.
What? Division? I
What?
don't play Division.
We weren't making... I was just talking about...
Martinet at M. Martinet. Drop percent for strike specific and all PvP loot is low. How many months into an expansion should the percentage be increased?
2 months in.
I think it depends on how long they're planning on having the current expansion be the current expansion.
Depends on how long they're planning on doing it before they like actually release content too. So like, I don't know, they should have increased the drop rates a long time ago. At least a good 3 months. At least 3 months ago.
I'd say that's about right. I'd say 50% of the time that expansion is supposed to be the current expansion, they should stay pretty low, and then they should get increased to be pretty high.
Yeah, like it's too difficult to actually get a drop that you want.
Yeah. And you do want to spend some good time with the good guns.
Yeah, in other games, like you have a goal and you can work towards it, but in Destiny, that goal is just kind of always there. It never feels like the finish line. You're getting closer to it. You'll just suddenly, lag and cross it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sysid at Noah Yoder. In Destiny 2, do you want to keep the current spectating mode or first-person spectating? Should they keep the highlighter?
Wait, what?
You know how when you die, you can
not in the
your
competitive
teammates?
modes. I think it should be taken out of trials.
Your screen should just go blank, or you should go
all
to
3v3 modes should be that are not social playlists. Like I guess I really think that it shouldn't be present in 3v3 modes.
They should definitely ditch the highlighter. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
You're dead, and you can call out a third of the enemy team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just too powerful. That's a reward for
I'd be
you
okay
dying.
with first-person spectating now. Like if you can just see through the eyes of your teammate. Like at least you can still watch something happen while you're waiting. Is that going to be a big advantage? I wouldn't think so. If they got rid of the highlighter and they just switched you to first-person spectating, I like this suggestion actually.
Yeah. No, I like it too. Make the game more.
I don't mind
game more
rotating
competitive.
through your friends list or the people in your team, and then being able to make call outs based off of them. In Call of Duty, you could, in like search and destroy, you could third. They call it thirding. Could you third me? But in competitive Call of Duty, you would switch to your teammate and basically tilt your camera so that you were watching their blind side. And that way you were an active participant in the game still, instead of being just dead and like bored. And it kept people from quitting out of like social like search and destroy matches and stuff like that. But in competitive, it became an advantage to have, not an advantage, but you could have a teammate watching your back. And so I like that, but I thought the idea of the highlighted thing, it just really cheapens it, makes it too easy.
Yeah, you can see the guy on the other side of the map.
Yeah, it's
You tell somebody exactly when the guy's going to come around the corner.
Yeah, it doesn't. All right, get ready now.
Fire.
Yeah, it's just like, okay.
He's got his sniper out. He's hard scoping. Don't
Yeah.
He's hard scoping.
He's got the thorn out. You can see the silhouette is so perfect.
Yeah.
Rock Turbo Man at Rock Turbo Man. How you liking the Division? You guys enjoying it?
It's alright.
Nope.
I'm liking.
Holtz doesn't like it.
I'm liking the Division less and less as I get closer, as I get to the end game. I find that it's lost its bearings for me, and the Dark Zone is fun, but the systems within it make me feel like I'm alone, even though I have a ton of friends playing.
As we get closer to April 12th, I like the Division less and less.
Yeah.
Real talk. I think this is a good time for me to talk about the other few games.
When
I've been
you
playing.
don't say real talk, are you lying to us?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's up with that?
All the
This
time.
whole time. This whole
All the time.
podcast.
That's
Every
crazy.
time.
Okay. Remember that game Death's Gambit that I told you, like a 2D Dark Souls? Well, that game isn't out. That game is not out, but another game called Salt and Sanctuary is, and it's a 2D Dark Souls. It's really good. It's really good. Played it on stream on Tuesday, I think, and had an absolute blast with it. Paragon. I don't know if you guys have seen Paragon. It's made by Epic Games, so, Gears of War and Unreal Tournament fame. It's a third-person MOBA with just go check out Triple Wreck. He's been streaming it constantly. I highly suggest people check out Paragon. That was a really fun game. I'm gonna be playing that a bunch this weekend as well.
Nice.
All right, so Jay at MLG Gaming 2015 is going to ask us 4 questions. I want one-word answers for each of the 4 questions from each of you.
Okay.
All right, so try and remember what the questions were, and we'll go through the list. First question, Mac or Windows? Second question, Netflix or Hulu? Third question, TLW or Thorn? Last question, Trials of Osiris, year 1 or year 2? Tefty, go.
Okay. Windows, Netflix, TLW, and I can't remember the last question.
Trials, year 1 or 2?
Year 1 or year 2, Trials of Osiris?
Oh, year 1, obviously.
PC, Netflix, Last Word, Trials 1.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
are we a dating site?
Same
Yeah.
Are we gonna?
Same
You and
thing,
I are
same
going to be
thing.
matched up.
Are we gonna go on a date, Pope? Wow.
Say it.
What the hell? I just said same thing. Can I be a third wheel here or not?
Maybe.
Well, see, I saw
it's kinda
Patrick.
bad. Did I check that box?
Well, I saw Patrick and I swiped left, or what is it? Which one is it?
I have no idea.
I don't even
I've
know.
never used it.
I'm Mac, Hulu, Last Word, year 1.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, you're partially compatible with us.
Yeah. But you like to keep it interesting, right? We don't want to do everything together.
For sure.
That's true.
Yeah, I want us to be able. Well, yeah, I would like to date someone that has a Hulu subscription instead of a Netflix, so then we can broaden our expansion of shows to watch.
I actually have both. Plus, I have Amazon Prime.
I just like to.
Ding ding.
Oh, snap.
99 at BMW XXXXXXXXXXXX.
Okay.
X. What do you think will happen to the subclasses at Destiny 2? New ones, maybe? I think we're going to get a complete refresh on the subclasses.
I think we'll get more nodes added. But yeah, I don't think we'll get like a I think we might get like a rebalance again at some point, but I think we'll probably get like new nodes added to it. I don't think they'll like completely rework the subclasses at all.
Anybody else on that one?
That's what I feel too. What Holt said. They're gonna rework it, but I don't think new ones.
Yeah, they can't. I don't think they can have a same game without it being a prequel. I don't think they can have the same game with lore-wise by ditching the subclasses. They have to add them and maybe adjust them, but they can't.
I think they have to. They can't just keep Blade Dancer and Gunslinger and Night Stalker for 10 years. They have to be able to change them in significant ways.
Well, what do they do?
That's why you add more nodes to them. It keeps the same basic.
They have to.
For
they have
instance,
to drastically change.
Is there a game where they've added
check it out. The 4th node on the Gunslinger, you're gonna get the wanted perk where you can bend bullets.
There you go.
All right, Angelina Jolie style.
Look,
I quit this game.
Here we go. World of Warcraft did that. Every single year, they just added more stuff to the talents while reworking them to kind of, rebalance them.
But they never released World of Warcraft 2.
I mean, you can call Burning Crusade World of Warcraft 2.
Well, they don't.
You could, but they didn't.
Wrath of the Lich King.
Briar, they're not
Warcraft 2.
calling. They're not calling. There has been no
Destiny
release
2.
from Bungie saying that there's going to be
true.
a Destiny 2.
That's true.
The community's assuming that. I don't think that there ever is going to be a Destiny 2. I think it's going to be a continuation of the same game.
I think there is going to be a Destiny 2. I think they will make the distinction. It will have a big numeral 2 on it.
I will bet you on the
themselves
podcast right now.
Destiny they want to distance themselves from the reviews of Destiny. They want to release a brand new product that gets brand new reviews. they want to release Destiny 2.
I don't think they're worried about that. The financial statement on this game is probably like very nice.
If I'm wrong, Briar, I'll wear a shirt that says Briar's Playground during the entire podcast. If you're wrong, I want the same consideration. Pope Bear's Playground.
That shirt made up. I already have it.
Damn it! Stop.
All right, Jacob at Boca89. What if vendor weapons randomly rolled when you buy them?
Oh, interesting. Like if they had question marks on them?
Yeah.
Kind of like getting kind of like hitting Raoul for an engram.
They'd have to reduce the price. They have to reduce the price, but I'd be into that.
Yeah, reduce price. I am all over that shit because then I can actually consistently get a weapon that I want. Good idea.
Yeah,
I actually hadn't thought of that one.
I like it.
I like it.
Let's do it.
Do it.
Bungie, do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Josh Randall at Yeshua 2K13. Favorite alcoholic beverage to celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
Whiskey.
Bullet bourbon on the rocks.
Bourbon. I would drink an old fashioned any day of the week.
Oh my God, Pope! We just matched up a little bit further.
I love old fashions.
Have...
What?
Me too. I know. I love old fashions too.
Can I give you?
I would say Guinness, but the one time I went to Ireland, everybody was drinking freaking Heineken. So maybe it should be Heineken.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Heineken's cheap as.
Everybody was drinking
like
Budweiser and Heineken there.
Yeah.
Ah. God.
I know it shocked the hell out of me too, man.
My soul, man.
Joe Arnold at JArnold1905. What's everyone's favorite TV series? I'm a sucker for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I've been watching. I'm kind of behind the times a little bit, but I just finished the series of The Flash, and on Netflix. And honestly, it was really good.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I like Flash a lot. It's been our show that we've been trying to keep up with when it's out. The Memes and I actually have a friend who is on the S.H.I.E.L.D. show. She's Yo-Yo Rodriguez too, so that's really cool. I have not watched it, so I'm like a bad friend.
I could not watch The Flash. Just this young science guy with the
coffee jitters.
Yeah, well, he's just like, I'm so quirky. Look at me, and then I'm the serious chick who lost her boyfriend in a tragic accident. And I was out of this. No, Rick and Morty. You want to watch a good show? Go watch Rick and Morty. Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I want to watch it.
I'm gonna say it's maybe not my favorite show, but it's the show that I'm most embarrassed to admit that I love. So I'm gonna say it. It's Supernatural. I fucking love that show, and I know it's terrible.
Oh my God.
I don't miss an episode.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Matt at Chinese Sniper 86. Would 60 frames per second make a positive or negative difference to Destiny if we see it in Destiny 2? I think we can all agree it'd be a negative.
It'd be
awful. We don't want to see this.
Awful. I'm hoping, 15 frames per second is what I'm hoping for.
Yep.
I want 720p at 15 frames per second. Otherwise, I'm abandoning Destiny forever.
I'm hoping that Destiny 2 is actually just takes a step backwards and maybe moves over to pixel art.
Yeah, 2D pixel art.
Yeah,
I'd be
like
down.
Doom style. Doom style. Like
for sure.
Doom 2, that kind of thing.
Oh, God, it'd be great.
Matt at Johnny Sniper 86 would. Oh, that was the same question. Sir Please at Sir Please. Now that Xbox is allowing cross-platform play, do you think that Bungie would code for it?
Didn't we already talk about this?
We ran over this.
No. Oryx M Dragon at Onyx Arlen. What is your least favorite aspect of Destiny at this current moment?
Matchmaking, the fucking matchmaking. Fix the goddamn matchmaking so I can enjoy a Crucible match that isn't filled with red bars and people from Guatemala, the United Arab Emirates, and a bunch of other countries that haven't even been, named yet or conquered by the British Empire at some point in history. Fix it.
There it is.
Yeah.
My exact sentiments. My end game My desire for the end game has been crippled from the matchmaking experience.
My least favorite aspect of Destiny is that they release content at too slow a schedule.
Damn. Prior president.
Spork for a weapon.
Damn.
I love this name. Spork for a weapon. At the MQ9 Reaper, do you guys think Destiny 2 will be the make it or break it for players?
Nah. I think if it's like another Taken King, it's still gonna have a passionate fan base. Like they'd have to do some incredibly stupid things to Destiny 2 to kill the game. And honestly, at this point, there's no game that's gonna kill Destiny. You know, like Division isn't going to stamp out Destiny, and no other game's gonna come out that's gonna kill it. Virtuality isn't gonna kill Destiny or anything like that. It's gonna be Bungie itself with really bad management and decision making that has the power to kill Destiny.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I agree with that.
I could see it fading though, like Halo has.
Yeah.
I think they had lightning in a bottle and just mismanaged it, and they're gonna come back again with a great product, and it's gonna be awesome. But they're never gonna have what they had when Destiny first dropped.
They're gonna slap a 2 on that bitch, 10 out of 10. Drop the mic.
If they come up with a Destiny 2, I swear to God, I mean,
Destiny 2.
I saw
More
that they're
Destiny
putting out
year.
another like Raiders of the Lost Ark 5. I mean, come on.
Well, that's just the working title. I mean, there was Jurassic Park, 4 or whatever, and then was that actually called Jurassic Park 4?
I saw Jurassic Park 1, and then I mistakenly got through half of 2, and then I never touched the series again.
Until they
you
get
didn't
up
see the
to
demo?
Destiny 2, just like Rocky 4, which was the best movie ever made, they can keep going with the numbers.
Oh, Briar. I'm sorry. Even in your quirky, if you were a quirky like matchup on Tinder, I would not. I would not date you.
You're un-American. If you don't like Rocky 4, you're frankly a communist.
Yeah, you're just. I'm not gonna make a political joke. Never mind.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Staying away. Staying away.
Staying away.
10-foot stick
Staying
right
away.
Yeah.
Marco Zamora at Fearsome Banana.
Fearsome.
Which would you want first? Story content on Mercury or Europa?
Europa.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'd go with Pope on Europa.
I want new
Europa,
areas. A new area.
Yeah, I've been to Mercury.
Mhm.
I would like to explore more of it, but I'd really like to see more Europa.
Mercury is gonna look a lot like Mars in the. I guess I would like to see.
Both.
Yeah. No,
Want
but if you had to
both.
choose, you have to choose first. Who comes first? Chicken or
Both
the egg?
sounds incredibly interesting. Honestly, we've barely scratched Mercury.
What if
The
Europa
PvP
crashed
master.
into Mercury and explored them both at the same time?
Mm.
Oh, it'd be like
Mhm.
Eurocurry.
Yeah,
All right.
nailed it.
I'm
take
answering.
it.
I want to know about Europa. I want to know about another place on Earth that is maybe not underneath the Traveler's protection and what it looks like. Go.
European Dead Zone.
European Dead Zone. Where if you go in there with your Titan or your Guardian, you play against other players. Okay, hear me out. You walk into this place, right? You go into this European Dead Zone, right? And then you go in and you could you take your stuff with you, right? Right?
Where do you
But
get 'em?
You get it out in the PvE and PvP and stuff like that. But you go in there, right?
Okay.
And then you shoot people.
Yes.
And then there's some PvE elements in there, right? And you can get loot from them. But the only way to get it out, right, is to put it on a dropship, right? That comes down.
It's a pipe dream. It'll never happen.
I'm just saying that, I mean, think about it.
Design such a thing.
I mean, and if you kill these
Unreasonable.
bosses, you can get like exotic stuff, right? But then other guardians can kill you and steal your loot.
They can take your loot.
They can take your loot.
Holy crap!
Yeah, European,
sold, man.
European Dead Zone.
European Dead Zone.
That's it.
What? No, I got an even better idea.
European Dark Zone.
What if it's the North American Dead Zone and it's on the East Coast? What do you think
Maybe
about that?
in New York.
Maybe I'm just saying that is kind
Right.
of concrete jungle.
Well-
I don't
Manhattan
wanna-
area,
I'm
possibly?
It would
about
need to
this.
be in a
Maybe.
heavily like
Maybe.
urban area, maybe with lots of tall buildings, right?
Okay.
And some
I'm down
natural
for that.
borders,
Nice.
maybe like water borders around it, like an island,
Okay. Yeah.
right?
I can't really think of a place. Do you have a name?
No. No.
Ah, damn, that's too bad.
No, but
it was a good thought.
Yeah. All right. Well, screw it.
I want to explore the fucking city.
I know.
Yes.
Paramedium at Misfits 5H4M0. That probably spells something. Should factions have exclusive story missions teaching you about your faction? Yes.
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 Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Simon Carlson at Carlson99 Simon. Do you think a Stormcaller nerf is needed? I think a Carlson nerf is needed. You know what I'm saying?
What?
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 How about that melee range?
That melee range is a little bit ridiculous. But aside from
Goes
that,
through walls.
yeah.
Bring back the hammer.
Yeah, it's not as bad as some of the other stuff going on, but it probably needs to be addressed at some point. It's probably going to get addressed, honestly, in this update. We're probably going to see some tweaking on it.
It doesn't feel that bad to me.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like
It's not like
a major problem.
Bad, you know?
Yeah. It's not a major problem. Like if they nerf it too much, then it's going to immediately kill the class.
Yeah, it'll ruin
But it's a little powerful right now. It's just a little on the wow, you can take out a whole team with this right now. In melee from ridiculous ranges.
Yeah. Matt Trevathon at Guira. Vault of Glass fails and funny moments equals great. Any repeat of that? Maybe a live podcast? We've actually done raids live before on the podcast.
Yeah, we did it as an experiment
We did it one
quite
time,
a while
right?
ago.
I'd love to be able to tell you what number it was, but I don't remember. It was probably like 15 or something.
It's
No,
before
it
we were
was in the
streaming on
30s.
Twitch.
It was in the 30s because it was something we were talking about doing, but we just wanted to like try it out and record it.
Go back and whatever podcast you hear us saying, yeah, all the time. That's the one.
That'll do.
Yep.
Jikrash 89 at Josh. We do want to do more of that stuff, right?
Yes.
No,
that kind of
absolutely.
content is going to happen. It's just
Yeah, for
possibly
sure.
not on the podcast.
Maybe as like
Jikrash.
pre-recorded and then as the background to the podcast or something.
That's a good idea. Jikrash 89 at Josh Kurash. Would you like to see quests that give specific max level gear? It'd have to be a hell of a quest, man. Like hardcore.
Yeah.
In-game quest, similar to how Touch of Malice is done, where you have to go through the entire raid and then you get this thing that's like at 310 level. Yeah, no, that's done. That's done right. I'd like to see more of that.
Challenge modes is kind of that right now. You
Yeah.
do a challenge mode, you're guaranteed a 320 item.
Yeah, I don't personally like getting rid of like RNG. I think it adds an
Fuck
element.
you, Pope.
I think it adds.
The only person I know that would say that.
I think it adds an element of suspense, and when you get what you want, you're like, yes.
I wouldn't know that feeling. Oh.
Yes.
Everything about that sounds familiar except for that last part where you go, yes.
Well, I was on stream last night and I had a bunch of engrams, and I'm like, oh, dude, I can't wait to see what 1,000-yard stare I get. And then people in chat are like, oh, shut up, Pope. And so I got one. I hit it and I got it, and I'm like, why do you doubt me? Stop.
Why do you doubt me? Why do you doubt
I
this
am your
power?
god.
Next.
At Muju the Beast 94, one thing from the division you'd want to see in Destiny.
Oh God. Just
I think we kind of
replay.
covered that.
We covered that shit too many times in this podcast.
I really like
Wait,
the
hold
UI.
on.
I really like the way they've set up the UI in the division. Like you can get to anything super fast in there. It's super clean. It's super quick. And there's a ton of stuff you can do right from your UI really quick. I'd love to see Destiny do that.
The matchmaking, the being able to matchmake for literally any activity in the game.
Yeah,
That's what I want.
that's cool as hell.
That's very nice. The mod system is really fantastic, and I know Destiny is very specific in terms of the type of perks you can get. But if they did introduce some sort of system where you can get, green, blue, purple, maybe exotic mods, I'm not sure if that would actually work in the.
Are you talking
Destiny
like
ecosystem.
stock sites? Like
Yeah. So like so imagine if the middle tree could actually be swapped out with different mods that you find. You know?
I love that idea.
Wouldn't that be amazing? And if they had different percentages of effectiveness, so like, again, this is where it can be difficult to put this into Destiny because Destiny's a very finite mathematical puzzle, and that's why there's a few specific weapons that are at the top right now. But if they did have it to where like, let's say crowd control had, its max effect of crowd control is here, but it can roll all the way down here. So if there was a level, so if you got a god roll of a crowd control that you could then insert into a weapon for your mod, that'd be pretty awesome. It would add another layer of RNG that would be a fun loot romp. So you get more gear, more mods. They drop more. That's why Division loot is interesting right now, because you see lots of stuff dropping, but half of it is mods.
It's fun though, because even though you're making smaller upgrades at once, you're getting more of them. It's like a constant upgrade cycle in the Division. I think that hurts the Destiny, is that you kind of, there's so few actual types of things you can get that it's a slower thing.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, I would like that quite a bit. I like that idea. Alejandro Dominiquez at Dan2X. Hi, I still don't know why people say Mida is OP. Can you tell me why? 0.8 seconds time to kill.
Because they don't know any better.
Because they see it all the time. Everybody's using it, so they consider it OP.
It's got a 0.8 second time to kill. There's like, what, 5 primaries that can kill that fast?
Hey, and those are all the 5 primaries that you see everywhere.
Right.
Wow.
That's why people say it's OP.
Yeah. It's definitely powerful. I wouldn't call it OP.
Yeah.
The Silver Circle at Silver24 Man. Thoughts on locking in your trials loadout each game, no switching at all? I hate that idea.
I'd love to see that.
I hate that idea.
I'd love to see that.
I want people to commit.
You can't react to your opponents at all, or you can't react to their strategy at all.
That's why you inspect them as you fly in.
Listen, Patrick, this is why this is an awful idea. Imagine you go in there and you equip your sidearm.
Okay.
And then after that first round, after you do some damage, you're in the second round screen or the end of the first round, and you try to go into your inventory and switch to your sniper rifle, but you can't. Wouldn't that be awful?
Why would you want to do that though, Patrick?
Why? Imagine this. Imagine they just got rid of the dumb glitch that allows you to transfer ammo between icebreaker and another sniper, or sidearms and another weapon. What if they just got rid of that glitch?
I think that would fix the loadout problem.
Yeah,
that would fix the loadout problem.
Then we wouldn't need to do that.
Yep.
So, Briar, before you go, I pulled the chat. What do you think needs a nerf the most? 25% believe Thorn should be it. 12 Thunderstrike. 13 The Last Word. And 49% of our chat believes that Briar's Savagery should be nerfed. So,
the public has spoken.
Yeah, the public has spoken. You need to tone it down.
Tone it down.
Got
it. Fortune at Fortune by You. What do you all personally want to there be in Spring Update? What do you all want personally for there to be in the Spring Update?
Rip English Lord Fortune. I think this whole podcast is kind of like a lot of that, right?
Yeah.
The Spring Update.
Like candy, more candy.
Raisins? You want raisins?
More raisins.
No raisins. No raisins. I think this is the last question.
Okay.
Handsome Dragon at Handsome Dragon. Toland and Eris are both throwing a party on the same night. Which do you go to?
Oh.
Eris.
Really?
She has raisins.
Yeah.
Wait. So Toland,
who you've never met, you don't even know.
Right, but I mean, we've read his journals, and the guy is dry as sand.
I feel like he's dry as sand, but he would throw like mega parties.
You know, I honestly,
he's like that nerdy guy that knows everybody.
I'd show up to there, but only for a little bit because you feel bad for him. And
see,
You got to show up just there because you're like, dude.
But you're gonna get there, and it's gonna be like this, like blowout Snoop Doggy Dogg's up on stage. I mean,
then it's a win-win.
Off.
Then it's a fucking win-win.
You walk into the bathroom, and Parliament fucking Delic are doing lines of coke in the bathroom. Right. I mean, it's just crazy up in here.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, this is how you have to play it out. You have to first. You go to Eris's party out of respect, and also because you don't want her on your bad side. You get your raisins. You make sure she thinks that you're, on good side. Because if you get on bad side of Eris, like you're gonna get hexed, voodooed, all
you're
kinds of bad
not showing
stuff.
up to Toland's party early because it's not starting until 1 a.m.
Exactly. That's the other thing too.
That's right.
Toland knows everybody. He's been through space time, all that crap.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have epic parties where probably the celebrities of the bad guys show up.
That's right.
Celebrity Vex, because they all know each other.
And it's okay because once you enter into Toland's house, it's like neutral zone, right? And you're rubbing elbows with a bad guy. Maybe you got you're throwing down beers with the dark guy from
like a
Dark
Hive
Drinker,
Knight doing sword swallowing.
Yeah.
In the...
I mean, all of a sudden you find yourself doing a cake stand with the Vex, or the not the Vex, but. Who can drink the most Vex milk? You're doing Jello shots for Vex milk off their bellies.
I'm just telling you, you got to stay on Eris's good side.
Yeah, you do.
That's all.
Yeah, definitely.
You get to the party though, and she teleports your ass back to hers though.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, she does have those powers.
All right. Well, okay.
Her pullout game is strong.
Okay,
next question.
Thank you. I wasn't gonna say it.
Is that it? Are we done?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Oh, nice.
Finally.
Whoa, that was almost 3 hours.
That was a big boy. I mean, we had news to talk about.
We had stuff.
Remember when we almost did a 3-hour podcast with nothing to talk about?
Ooh, yeah, that was last week. I remember it well.
Yeah.
It was like so. Hey, but you know what's I'm actually looking forward to next week. We got Fran from IGN on. It will be it's going to be a ton of fun. So next week,
should be cool.
And I'm trying to line up I hear people in chat or see people in chat talking about what our next podcast showdown is. I'm trying to line up IGN's Fire Team Chat podcast against us next week. So we'll see if we can make that happen for you guys.